97.5 The Fanatic.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show, Philadelphia's longest-running sports talk morning show. On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
Yeah, we start out your Monday morning John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Thanks, Bradford White. Bradford White water heaters are here for the pro. They help to bring you the 6 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show, which Coach says is 577 today, the 577th edition. So if you had 576.5, if you bet the under, you were wrong on that one.
I did.
You did, and you were wrong on that one.
Did,
Pat.
yeah.
You were off on that one.
I
Just a little
bet
bit.
the under at 100.
So you got great odds on that one too.
Yeah,
Did you get an odds boost?
I did.
Any
Yeah,
on those?
yeah. Didn't work out for me. It's okay.
How are you, Pat? Pat's sitting in Bob's chair. Bob's out still enjoying his Easter weekend with the family. Jamie will be here a little bit later on. Connor's sitting in Pat's chair. Connor, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing well, buddy.
Fun weekend.
Fun weekend? It was an interesting weekend.
Bad weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
interesting weekend.
it was certainly something.
It's an interesting weekend. There's a lot of things we're going to talk about in the course of the day today. But first, Easter Sunday. Was that fun, Pat? Did you
It was cool.
Did you hunt for Easter eggs?
It was cool. Yeah. Knocked over some 8-year-olds. The 10-year-olds that were getting big. I don't know what they're feeding them, but the Easter egg hunt was exciting as always.
That's good.
Bunny showed up, which is cool.
Bunny did show up.
It's crucial. And this time of year, the bunny showed up and scored big.
It's always good. What did the bunny bring you?
Reese's eggs are always a key. The Starburst jelly beans is the elite jelly bean. Like, people think that you can just half-ass jelly beans. You can't. Starburst jelly beans where it's at. So there was a big bag of those.
Oh, that
good.
sounds good. Now, are they bigger than normal jelly beans?
They just taste
it's
better.
the Starburst flavor.
They just taste better.
They're good.
Yeah, don't half-ass the jelly beans out there if you're listening, Bunny. And he didn't. So the Reese's egg, I think I talked about that a little bit. We got some cotton candy Peeps, which were good.
So you
I know
did
you're
do
not-
the
I know you're not a
Peeps. I'm
Peep
not
guy.
a Peeps man at all.
Man, they were good. Yeah, they were good.
No,
Overall,
it's weird
good
because
haul.
I like the Mallow Cup occasionally if I find them.
Yeah, Mallow Cups are good.
But I don't like marshmallow candy.
So they have the Reese's now has like a Mallow Cup.
Really?
Yeah, you can find them, and it's only in Easter time. But you can find them at Wawa, and
Okay.
they're great. They're Reese Cup, but they also at the top they have like a marshmallow, like a white marshmallow topping. I don't know.
Now, Pat says Reese Cup. I tend to say Reese's Cups. Connor, do you say Reese's Cups or not?
Yeah, Reese's.
And,
Yeah, it is
and,
Reese's.
And
Well, it's
Scott,
not.
on me.
Scott Van Pelt goes into him and Stanford Steve in a week or so's podcast go into this huge debate about it because it's Reese's.
Yeah, we're definitively wrong, but I'm not going to
We are
stop
definitively
calling it
wrong,
that.
but everybody
Yeah.
calls it that.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's on
anybody
me.
who says Reese's
It's a character flaw,
until we went to Hershey Park
one of many.
and I saw the candy tour that you go on that little candy ride, and it says Reese's, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
Reese's.
it's a person's name, but we're just blatantly disregarding it, and that's fine.
We're just going to disregard it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
well,
who pitches for the Marlins tonight?
Sandy Alcantara.
incorrect. Sandy Alcantara.
No,
well,
you see,
you know
it's
what?
not.
I'll start paying attention to him when he wins a Cy Young.
Like,
Yeah.
who is the?
No, did he do that?
Yeah.
No, he did not yet.
Defending Cy Young.
Well, there goes that
There
argument.
you go.
Yeah.
Can't fall apart there. So, yeah, it was good. We did the first time ever did an Easter meal out because Liv stayed at college because they didn't have off today or Friday, so she stayed at college. So we went out and we really enjoyed going out to Easter brunch.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to Sedona Tap House down in West in the borough.
Yeah, there's a Sedona.
Excellent.
There's a Sedona on in Manioc, I believe.
Excellent,
It's good.
really good.
Wait, I think I go there.
It's excellent.
What's on their menu? What'd you get?
I had a fried chicken sandwich that was spectacular with a side Caesar.
How do you not remember where you go?
Well, there's a place. No, you know what? I think I go to a place called Somo.
Soma?
Yeah.
That's the bras, I thought.
No, it's so
I thought they were the big girl bras.
No, I think it's Somo.
I have no
don't know.
idea.
It's in Manayunk. It's
It is,
good.
but it's good.
I go there
Well,
for brunch.
Sedona, if you're down in the borough, they're great people. We had the most exceptional waiter. You ever have a waiter or waitress and they're just spectacular, like the way that they and you go, oh my God, this stands out because this customer service is just better. This young man was exceptional, like a really good waiter.
What made him so good?
Very attentive, but not
Annoying.
hanging all over the table. So, are you enjoying your sandwich? How's that sauce? Do you like that? Like, not like that. Just enough is everybody got everything they need? Thumbs up. Very, very good.
We had a great waitress at PJ's and Oaks.
Oh, we always
I had
do.
to tell Jim.
PJ. Really good.
I
You
had to
did
tell
that.
Jim, like, dude, let's bump up that salary a little bit for this girl because
It was good.
She was attentive to a bunch of bad hockey players. So, yeah, it's always nice when you get the good service.
We went to PJ's after I met Christina there Saturday afternoon after the Temple spring game,
Okay.
which was pegged as sort of like we were talking as that would be me versus Tunis.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get to do a damn thing. We
You
were
got to
there.
show
as-
up. You got to show up.
Yeah, we were
pretty
there
good?
as a photo shoot.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it was good, but it was
that is
fun.
something.
But it was a lot of fun getting to see a spring game and how it worked a little bit behind the scenes, getting to see the coaches a little bit.
See that speed up close.
I'm going to tell you this is that if EJ Warner is here for his next 2 years of college, he's going to be here for one of them. If he's here for the next two, that means this year went really well for Temple because this kid could play. Colleges missed the boat on EJ Warner.
Well,
They missed the boat on
The
him.
good news is, they only won
Three?
three games last year.
Which we both bet the over and won.
We did. And afterwards, Kurt Warner was asked, like, is he going to transfer? And he said, why would he? So seems like Kurt, who went to a small school, has instilled in his
Sure.
son a little bit of loyalty to programs that, showed you some faith when nobody else did. So
I can tell
that's
you
the good news.
I can tell you that the transfer portal guys that they went and grabbed, it appears that Coach Drayton knows how to shop. Finding a player from Florida's depth chart and saying, "Come on over here."
Found a couple of those.
Yes, and I'll tell you, he just has an eye. He does have an eye for talent because those guys are standing out. So we'll see what happens. But it was a lot of fun. Chunas and I had a good time there, and the offense. The spring games are never built to showcase your defense.
No.
That doesn't
God, no.
sell tickets.
No.
Like I
Right.
felt sorry. At halftime, I said to Chunas, I went, "Wait a minute here. This thing is totally stacked against the defense."
There's a reason why I picked your squad.
It was. They were and they
Wasn't you.
and they lit it up. They absolutely lit it up. But it was a lot of fun. Had a great time at Temple University for that. A really good time there. Coach Moore in the Morning Bindbender says, according to a recent USA Today poll, most of us do this 10 times in our lifetimes, most of it before turning 55. What is it?
Oh, it's got to be the sex stuff.
10 times?
Got to be. Yeah, but
I'll
now,
take the under.
thanks to people like Dr. Avi Donapel,
They can do it after 55?
you can still keep going.
That's good to hear.
That train can still keep chugging along.
What's that number, Pat? Could you give me that number? Yeah, we'll get that.
we'll get it later.
You have his cell phone number for me.
Yeah, it's on speed dial.
Coach, I'm going to say move.
Dude, that's a good one.
What do you want me to
Do you
do?
think people move 10 times?
Yes.
Yeah.
Feels like a lot.
I've lived in 10 places.
Dude, you've lived
10 mailing addresses.
Yeah, you know what? I guess.
Yeah,
I haven't
you've
owned any of the
lived a lot
places,
of
but
places.
I've moved a good amount. It's not a bad one. I'm going to say move.
Dude, I have no idea.
I think that's theft.
What? We
think
can't have the
that's
same
theft.
answer?
I think that's theft.
Okay, relocate.
I have a feeling that once you buy a place, Connor's going to be one of those people who buys 3 in like 7 or 8 years. Like you'll go to one, you'll work on it a little bit, you'll go to the next one. Because your income's going to skyrocket if your job performance improves.
Well,
Well, there we go.
that's-
There we go.
Let's go with that.
There we go. There we go.
I'll change my answer from the sex stuff to get arrested.
10 times?
Yeah, the average person.
For God's sakes, is
10
this
times?
cops?
Average person, yeah.
Well,
Yes.
El Chapo brings the average up a little bit.
Yes, he does.
I got like 100.
What are you saying, Connor? Did you just go steal my answer?
Yeah, I am. I don't
Okay.
have a better one.
Coach?
Now, if I didn't know the answer, I would have said maybe buy a car.
That's not a bad one either.
But that's not the right answer.
Mine isn't either.
No, yours is the right answer.
It
It
is.
is move.
See? There
There
we
you
go.
go.
What? John and I's answer is the correct one.
Yeah, Connor, your answer is correct.
Appreciate it.
That's very nice of you. So, oh my gosh. Hey, your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with their easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. I have one of my friends who I absolutely adore who loves to do the old, you want the good news or the bad news first? And this person is in the financial thing. So it'll be like, well, what's going on with what's going on with this investment, or what's going on? You want the good news or the bad news first? I was like, could you just stop? Give me always the good news first.
Really? You're a good news first guy?
Absolutely.
I'm a bad news first guy.
You're bad news first?
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
See, because
you're weirding me out with this good news.
Because here's why I'm thinking is I'm going to get distracted by the bad news, and then I'm going to gloss over the good news. So I want to make sure that I pay proper attention to the good news. So I celebrate the good news, and then maybe it lessens the pain of whatever the bad news is. That's why I give me the good news. Well, I mean, you want the bad news?
That makes one of us.
You want the bad news or no? That's bad news?
I want the bad news.
Okay, bad news. The bad news is that I don't understand how the Phillies play such dumb baseball. And again, they're 3-6. They're 2.5 games out if you are a person who obsesses on the standings, which you shouldn't until Memorial Day or more, 50-some games. But they play such stupid baseball. And they've played stupid baseball for a few years. This isn't something that's a recent trend. And the start of this season has been so fundamentally bad that it just, I don't know what they're doing. And their aw shucks attitude when they do stupid things is what pisses me off the worst. Oh, damn. I tell you, I love Brandon Marsh. Love watching him play. Got a chance to meet him on Friday before the home opener. I haven't had a chance to really talk to him and everything like that, and we have some friends in common. When I watched Brandon Marsh lay there at third base yesterday on his back after getting thrown out, which, by the way, is I put on Dusty Wathan.
Me too.
But the thing is, get your ass up and get off the field. Enough of this. They're so all shucks when they do stupid things on the base paths and do stupid fundamental baseball. They're just They should be pissed off, and I don't sense that they're pissed off.
I think
they just keep doing it.
No, I think they are.
They keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you can keep doing something, but you still pissed off about it. They just handle it. You're in a situation, John, where you're so angry about the result that it doesn't matter what they do. You'd probably be pissed off about it, which is understandable because it's dumb baseball.
Right.
It's how the hell are you getting
thrown out on the base paths constantly?
Yeah, it's
eight times as I've counted for the regular season.
It is becoming once a game, but at that point when it happens, you can't even look at their body language because it's just it's just going to annoy you. You're more annoyed at the result and not necessarily the aftermath of it.
I don't think it's the thing is though. There's nothing, and I know when Jamie gets here, he'll have his thoughts on it. Jamie's one of those people who goes, it all evens out in the end. Bull crap. You've already been you're thrown out 8 times on the base paths. So you're telling me 8 times this is all going to balance out?
Well,
bull crap. It's
fairness,
costing you games.
In fairness, Nick Castellanos has 4 outfield assists just by himself, by guys running through second base trying to steal on double plays like that, which is dumb base running that somehow you have to be able to pick up. I get what you're saying. I don't think it's going to even out, but I think it's closer than you're going to give it credit for.
I think it evens out. I do. And I think one of the reasons why it evens out necessarily is the fact that a lot of the dumb base, whatever you want to call it, base running errors they've had so far have been in games where they haven't even been in the game. Yesterday was the first game where you look back and you go, all right, that might have impacted the result because they ended up blowing it.
Oh, they did. That impacted the result yesterday.
But other than that, they've had these errors. They've been getting hammered in the game, so it doesn't even matter. But it's just dumb. It's dumb baseball compounded on playing well at all.
Don't make the second out at third base. Connor, did your little league coach tell you that?
Yeah, listen, don't make any outs at third base.
Don't make the second out ever at third base. Ever. It's stupid.
Well, I think you wanted to make it at home, John.
I understand, but that's even more stupid.
He kept waving.
By the way, Dusty's the one who's to blame on that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because Dusty's giving him the huge... Dusty's waving him in like it's American Airlines Flight 712 coming into Gate A12. And then all of a sudden... Dusty Wathan needs Somebody needs to wake him up.
We're gonna need that.
He's not doing a good job at third base. He is not doing. That is not a good job. You cannot be so emphatically
Give it to
and
me
then
again.
be like, oh.
There it is.
There you go, Pat.
That's what he's like.
Here you go.
You know what? Honestly, I'll take
like
it
this.
just to get
It's
that
like this.
sound
It's
from
like,
you.
Maybe the runners are distracted because they think an animal's escaped from the Philadelphia Zoo. And
Well,
is coaching
Dusty-
third base.
Dusty-
What does that sound?
Guess what? Find me the animal. Find me the animal at the Philadelphia Zoo. I know Cecily Tynan does the weather there in the spring and the summer.
Yeah.
Okay, one day a week. Go. Cecily can go grab me any animal they want. They will be none less effective than Dusty Wathan is handling third base. This is not hard. It isn't hard to coach third base. It isn't. The current manager of the Braves used to coach third for the Atlanta Braves under Bobby Cox at one time. And Brian Snitker said a fifth grader could do it. A fifth grader with knowledge of Little League could coach third base. There's not that many things you have to do. There's like 3 things you have to be aware of. And he used to joke about it. What do I have to get spring training for when he was the third base coach? What do I have to do? Yes, I need to know like 3 things, and I knew them in 5th grade. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And that's just that's a little bit pissing me off. But again, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned with this team. I'm not concerned with the division. The Braves, the Braves and the Mets, neither one of them off to a great start. So
Oh, you're fine.
No, and that kind of is the reason why I'm not getting angry about it. Is if the Braves and the Mets had jumped out to a
like
large
9-1,
I'd be
something like that.
Crap, man, you can lose this division right now. Like you can completely be sitting here in late April going, man, we're playing for the wild card already. But you're not, because neither team is playing well. Hopefully, and at the end of the day, they won a series. So,
They did.
And that's the most
Which
important
they
thing.
should do.
They
Against
should.
the
I mean, they
Reds.
absolutely should. They
Seriously.
absolutely should. But you ended up winning the series. Now you face a bad Marlins team.
A bad Marlins team?
Yeah, they're not very good. They have some nice pieces.
They have 2 starters right now who are better than the 2 starters the Phillies are going to face are both pitching better than any Philly starter.
I mean, we're 2 weeks into
Yeah,
the
they're
season.
No,
two
I got
starts.
you. I got
Come on,
you.
man.
Though.
Alcantara's amazing. The rest of the team is whatever.
They own Alcantara.
Wow.
They have.
They have had probably
They
the
have.
most success against Sandy Alcantara.
They have.
Because Nick Maton
Alcantara.
batted like
They-
700 against him last
They
year.
turn him into Alcantara real quick.
Now, you want the good. Now you want the. The good
I
news?
forgot there was good news.
There is
Go
good
ahead.
news.
Oh, right.
Oh, Saturday afternoon, 1:00 rocks.
Yeah.
I'm picturing Connor out at a cocktail joint that has it's going to be beautiful. 78 degrees.
Not a big drinker,
sunny.
but I might pop one open for this.
You're
game.
not a big drinker.
Special occasion.
78 degrees, sunny on Saturday afternoon.
Love that.
Sixers play the Nets to start their series. I love it. Absolutely love. I love the afternoon basketball in the NBA. That's a great way to start. That's a great way to start the postseason. And I think the Nets. I'm going to try to make the case that I think the Sixers got the absolute lottery ticket of the first round of all the opponents. I'd rather be them than be Milwaukee or Boston in the first round.
I lean your way, but I want to hear the argument.
We'll get to it. We'll have that coming up.
It's good tease.
Jamie will be here. That is good tease on your part, Connor.
Thank
So
you.
we'll talk about that coming back. And we appreciate you. You want to get in with us? Share a little thought on the weekend? You can at 610-632-0975. A good start to your Monday. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Landis Block and Concrete. It's going to have a big
on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
You know, if you want to surprise mom with an amazing Mother's Day weekend, take her to Denver with Philly Sports Trips. Watch our team play 2 games at Coors Field over Mother's Day weekend. And if your mom or wife loves baseball, she'll love that trip. Go to phillysportstrips.com now. Would the lovely Mrs. Egan like that as a gift? Would Phillies be her choice? Would Eagles be her choice? Would Sixers
getting
be her
away
choice?
from a 4-year-old would be her choice.
Yeah, you see, that could be it.
I think just getting a vacation would be nice. That's the beautiful thing about Philly Sports Trips is you don't like. It's great, obviously, if you like the team, that's ideal.
Yes.
But if you don't, they have enough for you to do. Vince has enough stuff planned out for you, where you can just be a casual fan and you're going to have a blast.
Denver, you have or have not done?
I have not been to Denver. No, that's a big Tunis spot.
I like Denver.
Never been.
I like it. It really does. They do roll up the streets really early, and that would shock you, wouldn't it?
Roll up, I think, is a
that's
term.
It's very good.
But that is surprising.
Even though the gummies are the new big industry there, as far as the percentage of sales,
I got some gummies yesterday.
Gummies are you got the good gummies though.
Yeah. I got just like the bears.
You got the bears.
Yeah.
The Easter Bunny brought Christina some Sour Patch Kids strips.
Ooh.
The little strips.
Strip.
Those
what
the
hell
little
are
flat
strips?
ones. They're like little flat. They're not like they don't look like kids anymore. They look like
I'm out on that.
They're really.
No, there's a new.
I'm not a fan of them myself, but she loves them.
There's a new gummy on the market that I'm a big fan of.
What is that?
Nerds Rope Cluster. So Nerds Clusters. So it's a gummy little ball with nerds on it. Oh, it's a great movie theater.
Really?
Candy. Great movie theater.
I am out on the ropes.
Okay.
The rope, a little too, like the consistency of it. I'm sort of out on the rope.
I'm out on all of it.
You don't like any of it?
I don't have a sweet tooth like remotely. I think I eat candy maybe 3 times a year.
You're not. I've never seen you really eat.
I don't do anything sweet. I don't do jams, jellies, syrups, candy, any of that stuff.
So my 2 best friends are the exact same way, and it weirds me out that I found 2 people, because I feel like most people
That are not candy people.
Yeah, most people are at least like a sweet tooth kind of person. Or they'll like something, They'll like, if they don't like candy, they like ice cream. If they don't like ice cream, they like candy. They like something. I found the 2 psychopaths to be my friends that don't like any.
Don't
of
like
it.
candy.
They don't like
at
any of
all.
it. It's
Really?
weird, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
2 weird dudes.
I just don't have it.
Now, does a simple Hershey bar?
Yeah.
With almonds, or without almonds?
Well, that's not a
It's gotta
simple
be with
one.
almonds.
That's complicated. The
No.
simple one is just the
the
milk
Hershey
chocolate.
bar, simple Hershey with almonds is one of the most simple, delicious candies in the world.
That's a classic.
Oh, it's classic. It's
I
absolutely
might have to
amazing.
go get one of those during the break. That is
really good.
That is a Mount. Are we talking Mount Rushmore candies right now?
Oh no, we aren't.
might
But that's
be.
good though.
I don't
That
want
might be
nuts
up
in my
there.
chocolate.
How much you being paid today to work this show, Connor? Are you being paid $2,000 today to work?
I'm not.
You're not.
Nope.
Pat, you're close to $2,000.
I don't get $2,000 a year to work at this
Okay.
show.
Well, did you know that Sting gets paid $2,000 a day from Diddy?
I did see this.
But for the fact that Diddy stole Every Breath You Take, he stole the sampling of that without the permission of Sting. And so him and Diddy worked it out. He gets paid $2,000 a day, around $1.8 million a year.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad day. I'll gladly have anybody steal my work for that.
And they're good friends now. Like, because he stole his work, and he could have literally the court said he could have done a cease and desist. He could have taken every dollar for him from Diddy.
Yeah.
They came to an agreement, $2,000 a day. Bobby Bonilla always gets talked about. Well, it's Bobby Bonilla Day. I think it just happened, or it's coming up.
It's July 1st every year.
Where
Yeah,
he
it's
gets paid.
coming up.
Where he gets paid.
July 1st. And I think the last one
Is it coming up soon?
is coming up, yeah.
And these two came to an agreement, and now they're buddies.
Yeah, John, if you gave me $2,000 every day, we'd be pretty good friends too.
It would work like that would work
Well,
out.
Yeah, for sure.
Look, if you're Sting, it's bad optics to probably sue because the song was in honor of
And it was a huge hit.
Notorious B.I.G. It was also a huge hit. But to sue and be like, hey, you made that song about your friend getting killed. I'm going to need cash for that, and I'm going to sue. That's just a bad look for Sting, so it's probably best that they work it out. But that is
$1.8 million a year?
Yeah, I mean, but
how much did he make off of that?
Those guys, though, $1.8 million is like...
Yeah, exactly. Scott Kingery's making more than that right now.
That's incredible.
He is, yeah, he is making more than that.
That's incredible.
That's a fact.
Andrew in Phoenixville wants to check in on a weekend. Andrew, what's going on, brother?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
What are you up to, buddy?
I hope everybody had a good Easter.
We did.
Good. Yeah, my daughter, she likes peppermint patties and Reese's peanut butter cups. So the Easter Bunny hid some eggs around the house there for her to find. So that was her yesterday.
That's incredible.
She loves candy.
How does the bunny get in your house though? You like?
I leave the back door unlocked.
I was gonna say, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Now criminals know that.
Yeah, I leave a sign out.
Now the thing is though, the criminals now. Oh, you only do it on the night before Easter.
Yeah,
no, I do it.
Or Christmas.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to do it Christmas too.
Wait a minute, doesn't he come down the chimney in Phoenixville?
I do not. No. Well, in my house, my house is a 110-year-old house, so the chimney actually got blocked off. And we have heating now through radiators.
Oh, okay. So
we don't have a chimney, but I leave the back door unlocked for Christmas Eve as well.
The bunny does great work, very effective. So,
yes.
What about the Phillies though?
He hops right into my house. So, but in terms of the Phillies, I would like to ask your perspective of this weekend and what you feel as though going into the rest of the season is going to be like after seeing this weekend. Honestly, I just feel like we're in the fight of our lives to at least play as well as we could against the Mets and the Braves. I mean, the Braves are just ridiculously good right now, but
not this weekend. They weren't. They got their asses handed to them 3 times in a row.
Well, but
excuse my language.
Yeah, I understand that, but they're still, in first place and everything.
I got you.
But the fact is that I feel like, and Pat, you and I talked about this on Saturday, with the first base issues, is that I feel like we're going to be in a fight of our lives until we get some key players back, like, obviously Harper and, get Suarez back as well.
Yeah, I mean, and they're coming back, and happy Easter Monday to you. They're coming back, so I'm not worried. Hoskins is the only one you're not getting back. You're going to get Harper back probably sooner than later. You're going to get Suarez back.
Yep.
But I'm not worried about anything with this team right now. It's too early to worry.
I'm worried about some things, but none of it has to do with the play that I've seen. It has more to do with things I was worried about before, like depth.
Depth is a problem.
I was worried about depth before. I'm worried about depth now, and the depth is probably highlighted by the fact that you're dealing with injuries right now.
Start losing a bunch of guys.
But yeah, worried about that a little bit. Other than that, not
I'm not really worried.
Much. I mean, even the base paths issues that they've had, I think they'll work it out. I mean, they didn't have any of these issues last season, really. And
they ran the bases pretty dumb last.
Well,
I think they
that's your opinion, man.
No, I think they ran into from the broadcast yesterday. I believe they ran into the second most outs in the National League last year.
That's a made up stat.
And I didn't realize that. They're making them up?
No, you're making them up.
They're making them up?
You just said it with so much confidence, people believed you.
No.
But that's a made-up stat.
No, it was like, I believe the stat they gave yesterday was they ran into the second most outs yesterday in the National League.
How is that even like, who's tracking that?
As far as what? When
I know
you
baseball.
Thrown out trying to stretch singles into doubles?
I know baseball tracks everything.
Doubles into triples? I mean, it's...
Where can I find this stat?
Probably that website with all the analytics stuff on it.
Yeah, like I gotta
StatMuse or something, baseball reference.
I'm legitimately asking. I'm not even trying to be smart.
I got to tell you, there is when you hear former major leaguers like John Kruk, Mike Schmidt, and others just saying it's so stupid, and they articulate the words. They're just dumb on the base paths. It's a problem. It's a real problem because you don't have to do it. You can have your head on straight, even though Dusty gets the blame yesterday for Marsh.
Yes,
that was ridiculous.
He was giving Navy SEAL signals when he should have been giving Air Force signals.
And I thought it was Top Gun Maverick, and they were trying to land the plane on top of it. It was he's so animated, and then it's like, oh no, I changed my mind.
Wow.
I'm changing my mind.
You got to defend Dusty just a little bit here.
Don't make the second out at third base, Connor.
I totally agree with you.
Don't.
And I think he's at fault for the instance you're talking about. But you got to remember, he did have two guys in the first inning run completely through a stop sign on the same play.
He did.
So that might make him like second guess what he's doing over there. I don't know. It was bad on multiple fronts. I don't think pointing just at Dusty Wathan. Not that that's what you're
on
doing.
that play.
Yeah, but
I'm
I'm just saying over the course of that game, fault's on a lot of people.
Well, I'm going to tell you that the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app has opportunities for you to win money. Odds, slots, bets, games all coming together right at the betparks.com app. And Jamie Lynch will join us a little bit later on. He's probably getting done his podcast for Bet Parks, the Daily Odds Pod. Good for a dog walk.
It's probably up by now.
Because he's on the road.
He's on the road. He's coming
He's on the road. But
he's not listening to
You
us.
can't listen to it till 10, though.
Okay.
The Daily Odds Pod. It doesn't actually, you can't listen till 10.
Trust me, I tried to listen to it.
You've tried to?
Before 10.
I thought you listened to the Peter and Stan down the block.
Well, when they go to commercial break, I need something to listen to.
What about Candy Winters?
When she goes to commercial break? I mean, I go down the dial.
There you go.
I'm an equal opportunity.
You're just searching for something to interest
Something
you in the
else.
morning. 2 starts in, I will say this. Nola, Wheeler, Falter, Walker. I feel much better now seeing 2 starts than I did seeing 1. So there's something that I feel a little better. I felt much better about Nola. I felt much better about Wheeler. I absolutely think Falter battled his backside off the other day.
He did. He didn't have his good stuff.
Now, yesterday, though, Taijuan Walker, I don't understand he was doing the nibbler routine. I mean, he ran so many full counts yesterday. It was inefficient. But I'm not.
You look at it as nibbler, like he's going out there and he's intentionally trying to paint corners, and I looked at it like
he couldn't find his
maybe
control.
He just didn't have. Yeah, maybe he just didn't have his stuff.
I like what I'm thinking better because it's worse if it's your
right.
thing. That's worse. Sir Anthony Dominguez, I look at it that way.
Yeah. He was.
Sir Anthony was terrible yesterday.
I mean, for whatever reason, they just this whole weekend they couldn't get strikeouts. I mean, the Reds could. That's for sure.
The Reds could. They struck out. What did they strike out? 11 times in
12.
No, it was 11 times in 6 innings.
Well, it was
on Saturday through the first 6 innings.
I mean, 15 times in the game.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
Not good.
A ridiculous amount.
Now, Nick Lodolo's nasty. That guy is going to be a Cy Young winner at some point in his career.
Wow, that's
bold. He's really, really good. But
I'm not disagreeing with you that he's good, but that's a bold. That's really.
I'm telling you. Call me the day that Nick Lodolo in 2027 wins the American League Cy Young when he gets traded out of that.
When he gets traded out of there?
Yeah, because Cincinnati doesn't pay anybody.
Yeah, but they don't have to pay him for how long? 2 more years?
2027 is what I said.
It's incredible.
So.
Cincinnati, you're right. Cincinnati does not pay anybody.
They're paying Ken Griffey more than most of the guys on their roster.
And yet, and we never talk about this, like in basketball, we always point to Dame Lillard. Like, free Dame. Get Dame out of Portland. He's never going to.
Dame doesn't want to leave.
I know that. But nobody ever talks about getting Joey Votto out of Cincinnati. And it's the same thing. Joey Votto doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, John
but
wanted
it's like, free that man. Joey Votto might be the most underrated superstar.
Canadian.
He's a Canadian. He's the most underrated superstar of the last 20 years that nobody talks about because he's been playing for a dog crap team in Cincinnati. And it's unfortunate. This guy is a first ballot Hall of Famer that needs to be free.
I begged.
And Philadelphia would be beautiful.
Connor, but what was it, like third inning on Friday? I said to you.
Yeah.
I said to you, what about Joey Votto? Is there any way that.
No.
You know, the things. Look, Ray Bork played his whole career in Boston. Hall of Famer, first ballot.
He's right.
Unbelievable. And then got traded to go win a Stanley Cup. I could absolutely see Cincinnati doing the right thing by Joey Votto.
Yeah, in a couple months.
Yeah, no,
And
that's
then will
true.
the Philadelphia Phillies need him?
Yes.
When Derek Hall's back here and has 50 home runs and Bryce Harper's
When do you
playing.
think Derek Hall's coming back?
No, I'm just saying by the trade deadline, Derek Hall better be playing baseball.
I don't think he will be.
I don't care if he is. If the option is Joey Votto versus
Over Derek Hall?
What do you got to give up if they tell you, okay,
for
give
a rental?
It's Joey Votto, dude.
No,
That's
but
their
it'd be
meal
a
ticket in
rental.
Cincinnati.
Yeah,
they want to sell some tickets.
Yeah, but this isn't Luis Castillo where he had him under team control. This is Joey Votto, who's. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but they're not going to have to give up much. They're not going to have to give up their top 5
at the end
prospects.
of his career. No, you wouldn't be a top 5 guy.
I got you.
I will say this though, Pat, you're a guy who you want fans to have fun at the ballpark. Connor, same way.
Yeah,
Like having fun.
Yes, fun is fun.
Would you stop it with the stupid ass wave? when your team is pitching? How stupid are you?
I hate the
How
wave.
stupid are the fans? They did it Saturday, they did it Sunday.
Yeah.
What is it?
should be
Stop
banned.
doing it when the Phillies are on the mound. Stop doing the wave.
The best
this isn't
part-
hard. I mean, my God.
In the game where the Phillies struck out 15 times, they were getting shut out and it struck out maybe 14 or it might have already been 15 times. And then the wave starts. I'm like, well, what are we doing the wave for?
No.
If you're up 10, I get it, but just
Normally, I don't like when you tell people how to
Correct.
be a fan.
You
In
know this
this
is true, though.
situation,
Yep.
I could not agree with you more.
You know that
The
I'm right.
wave is telling everybody out there, I am so bored, I'd rather mimic the ocean
stand up and sit down for fun.
than pay attention. And that's what it is. Look, you can't have it both ways, though, John. You want people at the ballpark, but
No, I
you,
want-
I
got
you
you.
want people at the ballpark, but then you want them all being diehard fans. It's just not the case. You know, the diehard fans that were there last year, they're not really doing the wave. There's probably a couple idiots that tried it, but they failed because people that were at the game, going to the games, they actually paid attention to the team. Now you've got sold out crowds. You've got a lot of people there that are just going, the Phillies are good now.
Okay, now wait a minute, though.
And it breeds a bandwagon hopping culture that doesn't know what to do, and then they do the wave.
Okay, I agree with you. But the thing is, do you have to be a diehard fan to not understand when and when not to do the wave?
Well, first of all,
Whether you want to do it or not. First of all, if you're telling me you want to do it,
when to do it, never. When not to do it, always.
yes.
Like,
There you
that's
go.
what it should be. But,
it should be.
But there are a lot of people out there that don't know that. They have no idea. They think that the waving is accepted. And I'm here to tell you it's not.
It's so dumb.
It's like
it is
socks with
idiotic.
sandals. You can't do it.
Yeah, it's just there's a few laws that I abide by, and doing the wave, that ain't one of them.
Unless you're Joe Paterno. Joe Paterno used
You
to
like the wave?
He used to walk down the beach, and he would be wearing his blue thin
You're talking
jacket,
socks with sandals.
and he would wear.
I was lost for a second.
And he would
too.
sometimes wear black socks with sandals.
Picture Joe Paterno standing in front of the ocean, just
like
standing up and
looking like
sitting down by
a
himself.
frat boy.
Let's go,
going to-
kids.
going
Let's
to-
go.
Hey, kids.
Wave it up.
All right, we'll talk a little bit about that Sixers and Nets matchup. Just a glance at it. And Pat does have one concern about Topper. We'll get to that. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Everyone loves a smart investment, right? Well, I'm here to give you one. Invest in your home. It's one of the best investments you can make right now is to upgrading your home. Make sure that you are doing everything you
Big
That's
win.
right. We have
got some big
confidence
names
in this
coming We got
market.
Kate Scott. We got our boy George Niang. Head coach Doc Rivers. No fire Doc chance today. Big win last night. Let's have some fun with it.
Stacked lineup we had today. Our amazing listeners all piled in, and it was an absolutely packed house for the last live show of the week. For the amazing Sixers coverage, we had to get Lynch in and have the listeners ask a bunch of questions to the show before we had the great Mickey Morandini in live to talk some Phillies baseball. Of course, to start it off, we had to have the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers in, Doc Rivers. He was actually such a cool dude to joke around and have.
Rivers is in the house.
Doc got a great ovation because it was a victory Friday, so Pat had to show him his dance moves.
Doc Rivers is saying, what the hell did I come to?
Doc was actually very open and honest about seen from this Sixers team up until the All-Star break and gives a little bit of an insight of what we are going to see throughout the end of the season.
My 2 years in the playoffs, Joel has not been healthy. We need a healthy Joel. We need a healthy James. We need a healthy team to win. And so we're going to do whatever we can during this stretch. I'm not going to use the word load management. Please don't, because I hate it. I hate the word. I had a load management meeting 2 days ago, and I was sitting there like, you gotta be freaking kidding me.
Okay, that's what I can't come. I need load.
Big applause for Doc as we hope that they can continue this strong, successful season.
Man, how cool is Doc Rivers, right? He's saying this is the best team we've had here. He's saying Joel Embiid's the best talent that he's ever coached. It's unbelievable what he has to say about the squad. It was so fun to have him in. The people loved him. It's going to be a fun finish to the season for the Sixers.
Next up, we had the newest voice of the 76ers.
She is Miss Kate Scott.
What's a better way to get the crowd going than to bring a bunch of free swag to throw out? It's always tough to follow and Mark Zumoff, but I think Kate's been doing an absolutely great job. And of course, she had to tee up her man.
When you're on a game and something happens, say somebody hits a three
I am a huge
Which one
fan
do you
of this guy who talks a whole lot of trash. And of bang, bang, George Niang, welcome back.
George came in looking for some trouble and it got everybody going. He was getting loud rounds of applause and a lot of laughs.
Number one in the East for the majority of this year, and they have a lot of good players over there, but playing in Wells Fargo is a lot different than them playing at home, and we've had to play them at home twice. I don't know if I want to go out and get dinner or anything. I feel like a rocket, man. I'm like, oh.
You did have a heart-to-heart about that.
When you say that, I just think of what Joel says in the locker room. He was like, the media hates the process.
The two of them were absolutely awesome. They were such cool, down-to-earth people. They were taking pictures, signing autographs, and just hanging out with the people.
Get that gut, baby. There it is.
Shout out the boy Chick-fil-A. He brought in his George Niang college throwback jersey to get it signed. This was such a fun and cool experience to be a part of. I'll let George, Kate, and John take it away.
It was electric. 97.5 The Fanatic. They showed love. It was a great time. We talked a little smack, talked the Sixers. You know what we're doing at the end of this year.
Go Sixers.
Well, anytime you get to be part of a live studio audience, it's rad. Fans here are amazing. And how good was George, right? I mean,
awesome.
He's coming for your job in the next 5 to 10. But the vibes are right. Big win last night. Go Sixers. Thanks for having us here.
The end of Open House Week was absolutely amazing. But it's just the beginning. Make sure you are staying every single week to the John Kincade Show. We've always got something going on. And we're looking forward to having you join us next week here all week long, 6 to 10 a.m. right here on The Fanatic.
To give you that beautifully manicured lawn. But if you're looking to get out in the lawn and you want to get your hands dirty a little bit, you're going to be replacing some plants, doing some stuff in your yard. There's no better place than Paul B. Moyer & Sons in Doylestown. They've been there around 100 years now, and they have a new location in Jamison, Pennsylvania also. But if you just want to go online and peruse what you might need today in the best in outdoor equipment, parts, and service, go to paulbmoyer.com on the web. They've got everything you need. There's a Moyer in every single aisle. When you visit Paul B. Moyer & Sons, they're the best. Go check them out and tell them that John Kincade from The Fanatic said that Paul B. Moyer & Sons going to make your yard look its best.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Bradford White will give you all the hot water you need for everything you're looking to do. Run the dishwasher. Get a nice hot shower in the morning. Pat's a shower at night person, though.
I am, yeah.
Pat, shower at night.
Big shower at night guy.
It's a little strange to me.
Why is it strange?
Because I think I sweat a little bit when I sleep.
I love sleeping, and I'm a night owl at heart.
Okay.
So the idea of getting up even earlier than I would be required to do something that I could easily do at night. Yeah, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I just don't think.
But I know I'm in the minority.
I think I'd be catching a whiff of myself.
I'm a morning guy when I'm not doing, like before I was a part of the show, I was a morning shower guy, but we just wake up too early. I'm not waking up at 3:30 to shower.
How long does it take you to shower?
A while.
Oh God, yeah.
Really?
I gotta wash my luscious flow.
Yeah.
You know, then I have the chest curls.
Oh, you got those too?
Got to do that as well.
Got to do them too.
Got to make sure the undercarriage is taken care of. It takes me a good
skincare routine.
25 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, everything.
25, 30.
I can be alarm clock out the door in 18 minutes with a shower.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I don't have 18 minutes. I'm out the door in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm the same way as Connor. I'm out the door in about 8 minutes.
By the way, don't like Brendan much.
Oh, which one? Because we got both back there.
Well, Brendan Gunn I'm liking.
Oh, because
it's Petrelli who's doing the nonsense today, running our YouTube.
Okay,
that he loves the wave.
I was about to say he came out. He goes, horrible take on the wave, and I was like, dude, I lose respect for people that like the wave.
Do you not know that the wave is distracting to the pitcher, and the pitcher is pitching for your team? Like what? Seriously,
it's either
this is like little league stuff.
It's either distracting the pitcher or distracting the hitter on your team. Like it's one or the other. I don't think it's ever a wise decision to do.
It's bad for the pitcher though. The worst is for the pitcher. They don't need it.
But I think I don't want to say get used to it because I hate that. Like we should have this pro anti-wave campaign that sweeps the nation. And that is something that if there were
a candidate maybe next year,
if there was a candidate out there that would say, "Hey, I'm against the wave," then boom, you've got my vote. Healthcare, well, whatever. gun control, The wave, okay,
the wave's a big one for you.
That's my hill. But with the team being good now, we figured the bank's going to be filled up. I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of people out there.
Stop with the stupid wave.
And they're just going to get to the fourth inning. They're going to be a little bored, and they're going to go, let's. There's always that one guy in the section, too, that's like, let's start the wave. And
you had the guy in front of you or you commented on it on social media. I don't know if it was a grown man brought his little handheld.
Yeah, his Game Boy. That's a veteran move. Yeah, I didn't see it. I just commented on it, but it's a veteran move. He brought his Game Boy Advance to the game. Love that.
What was he playing? Got a little Pokemon in there?
I don't know, Connor. I didn't take the picture. I thought whoever did take the picture was kind of trying to shame this king.
Now, by the way, too, because I think that the person next to him was a child.
Yeah, he might have been helping his
you're a
kid
dad.
beat the game.
You're a dad, I'm thinking, or you're just a really caring uncle. You're taking a kid to a baseball game, and you're teaching him to bring his...
Well, okay. Let me stop you right there, sir. Okay, we're not going to have this old man idea.
Go on, what it is. It's not an old man idea.
It is an old man idea.
No, it's a stupid thing.
Nice, sir? Please. So, I did not bring my Game Boy to games that I know of. But I can tell you that we took a lot of public transportation down to ballpark. So, there's a chance that I did, in fact.
Okay.
Don't remember. What is lost in all of this picture of this absolute king who's out there catching them all while Taijuan Walker catches K's is the fact that the Game Boy Advance was in the cup holder. So if it was the child's or if it was the adults, they are locked into the game. They're not
locked in.
They're not playing with it. It's one thing if you have a guy out there who's playing Zelda on the Game Boy Advance as we got runners on the corners. That's one thing. Like I'm with you on that. Time and place, sir. But when the game's going on, if the kid's not into the Galapagos gang and he doesn't care what favorite superhero Brandon Marsh wants to be, I don't have a problem with him being, bringing a little Game Boy because that's no different to me than anyone hopping on Twitter. Like Twitter is the video game of adults now. It's the video game of like idiots like me. I hop on Twitter all the time. Is that right? No, but it's no different than somebody having a Game Boy Advance there.
That's a fair point.
And the defense rests.
You think it's a fair point?
Absolutely.
You a baseball man like you?
Yeah. What? Me being a baseball guy doesn't
we
mean...
We watched 6.5 innings of baseball together on Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
I think I saw you on your phone once.
Well, I mean, I'm a baseball guy.
But he's like weird. Once. I think I saw my phone once.
Yeah.
John,
the Phillies recaps in 97.5 seconds don't happen by accident. I got to be zoned in, okay? I can't be playing Pokemon. Right. I got to be focused.
I like it.
All right? I'm a baseball guy, but I can't fault someone else for being a little zoned in on the Game Boy Advance.
You better put some respect on Ash Ketchum's name.
Pat,
Ash Ketchum,
what
win
concerns
the Dodo
you?
League.
What concerns you about Rob Thompson, though? A little bit. You have a concern.
Yes.
Again, no panic. Just a concern.
No, there's no panic. There's none of that. There's no skies falling. But the idea that Rob Thompson's the perfect manager and can't improve on some things is absurd. You know, every manager can. Wasn't like Charlie Manuel was flawless. And early on, my big concern with Rob Thompson, very early on, is how he's using the bullpen. And I'm not even. This was before yesterday. I don't even care about. I want Sir Anthony in the ninth. He blew the game, so that's on me. Put my hand up. I have to take some responsibility for that because I was clamoring for some Sir Anthony action in the ninth, and it didn't work out. But more so, Andrew Bellotti and Connor Brogdon, we do not need to see them every single game. Andrew Bellotti is third in Major League Baseball in appearances already. Connor Brogdon is right behind him. So Andrew Bellotti has 6 appearances. Connor Brogdon has 5. Dude, you're going to wear these guys out. It seems like every damn game. The first guy to the pen is Andrew Bellotti. The second guy is Connor Brogdon. I know you want to have set roles, and I like that. But one of the things that could help is actually, crazy thought, letting your starter go a little longer. And yesterday I was impressed because he put Taijuan Walker out there, and he had him out there past 100 pitches. It was great. But when Bailey Falter is at 87, 88 pitches.
And he battled his butt off to get there.
And he's only given up 1 run. And yes, he doesn't have his best stuff, but he's also playing a bad Reds team, and he can come out for the 6th and save your bullpen a little bit. Do it.
Yeah.
Don't just elect to go to Andrew Bellotti every single time, because I'm worried about some of these guys that you're going to rely on. Just their arms are going to be completely worn out come crunch time, September and October.
Well, if the top 3 guys in your lineup don't go like 1 for 23 or 24, whatever it was, maybe you'll have enough runs that he then has that luxury.
That would absolutely help.
That'd be nice.
That would help. Yeah.
Because then you let Falter, then you let, Walker, I'll tell you, he battled yesterday, but I think he battled against himself. I think it was, his accuracy was terrible yesterday. You look at it as, I do look at it as he was trying to paint corners. By the way, he is a guy who the Mets media will tell you that was something that they tried to break him of, trying to get too cute. He
just doesn't have a lot of swing.
No.
No, besides that splitter, he doesn't really.
By the way, I do
outreach.
like him though.
Oh, I like him. I
do like it.
He's going to be very good for this team.
I really like him, but he's 3 or 4 or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
But I've had this problem with Rob Thompson even dating back to last year. I think he's got a quick hook with starters, and then early he's got a quick hook to go to his bullpen. But my problem early on is, damn dude, like you're using these 2 guys a lot early. And I know you want to rely on them, but you got other guys in the pen. You went out and addressed the pen for a reason. We don't need to see Andrew Bellotti every damn game. And I bet you today we're going to see Andrew Bellotti.
Oh, please no.
Because we didn't see him yesterday. So
I know what we're going to see today. 7 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show. By the way, in an hour, you'll have your chance to win $1,000 in the $1,000 gift card giveaway. Your chance to win $1,000 gift card to anywhere you want. Comes up in 1 hour.
Okay.
Anywhere you want, Pat. I asked you the other day, you didn't have an answer. $1,000 to anywhere you want.
Ooh.
I think I know. Amazon.
That's not a bad pick.
That's not
versatile.
But I've got Amazon gift cards before, and I always get boring stuff with it.
Oh, okay. So you don't do anything that's going to be
not that
sexy with it.
Yeah.
You want to do something sexy with it.
I thought about excitement video.
Okay.
Get a little freaky.
Insurrection.
But yes, you know it well.
Adam and Steve. Adam and Eve. Whatever it is.
I wouldn't go to Adam and Steve, but if you want to, that's fine.
Go wherever you want.
Yeah, I'm not criticizing.
Jamie Lynch.
It's your oyster. Wherever you want.
It's $1,000 wherever you want to go.
But I'm probably going to Wawa.
I think Jamie Lynch.
Good pick.
I think Jamie Lynch, who joins us now, and Bet Parks brings you the 7 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show.
I thought this guy just won a contest to sit in with the show.
I'm just glad he is. That Jamie, I waited for him to get unpacked, and settled in and everything before welcoming him in. Hi, Jamie.
Hello, good morning.
You're wearing the quicker picker upper Phillies hat again?
Yeah.
It's good he's got it on there in case anybody spills anything.
No, I like it. It's a nice item.
You can do that.
I've lost my Marion hat, which is my other most comfortable hat.
How'd you lose it?
What?
Well, it's somewhere. It's not lost, but I can't find it.
Between you and Bob losing hats.
Yeah, so
Bob claims his were stolen.
I think, guess what? I think they were, though. It sounds like when one of the movers says to you, hey, could I have that hat? And you say no to the mover, and then your hats disappear.
Okay, counter to that.
They stole the hats.
Counter to that, though, is the fact that we have worked with Bob for quite some time.
He loses something.
He forgets something every single day.
Where's my phone?
I mean,
Where's my key card?
before he left on
I have a
Thursday,
He lost his phone.
What did he? He forgot his phone. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Like his cell phone.
I never lose stuff, and maybe it'll come at some point in life. I never lose stuff.
I usually don't. That's why it's weird. I've misplaced a hat.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty good.
How
with not
could you?
losing stuff.
I don't know.
Car?
I've looked. I don't know. It's around. I have faith.
It's around. You'll find it.
Yeah.
Hi, Jamie.
Good morning.
You bet Parks the Daily Odds pot up.
Yeah, and Thursday we picked John Rahm. So the way I bet golf is I take one favorite, one middle guy, and then like a long shot. And I'll usually play three. And Rahm was my guy of the top 5 picks. So
that's why they pay you to do that.
Plus a little 900 action for
That's
people.
excellent.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're not just doing podcasts for fun.
I did not hear
Paying you
Thursday
for
or
that
Friday.
point.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
all
did
right.
not hear on the Daily Odds pod, but everybody should subscribe.
Yeah, it's a
Walk
good
the
time.
dog to it.
I do it every time.
Nikki Foles could enjoys a good walk.
Yeah, this morning's already out. Quick 20-minute kind of daily recap podcast for you, presented by Bet Parks. And
I was with Jen Scorder yesterday. We're watching the Masters. Jen's watching the Masters, and she says, I am so rooting for John Rahm. And I said, I'm right with you. I was enjoying so much watching the Koepka meltdown.
Yeah,
I hate him.
I'm loving watching him melt down.
And how about him being good friends with Zach Ertz?
Yeah, that
Didn't
great?
see that one coming.
Didn't see that either.
I never would have guessed that.
No. And Koepka losing made my day.
Blaming pace of play with Patrick Cantlay.
It's unbelievable.
It's great. What a loser.
He should call Dr. Avedon Appel, by the way. Patrick Cantlay. He should. I was thinking of that yesterday.
Not your best work.
He's not the best, but it was still. You should.
I get where you're going with it.
You know what it is. You know what
it's there. It's worth trying.
The attempt was at
Yes, it's absolutely worth trying to do.
Yeah.
That was fun. I loved watching the Koepka meltdown. I just absolutely loved it.
Yeah, he didn't have a birdie for like 18 straight holes or something.
And I loved because down in some friends of mine who were there for some of the earlier matches, they had a few of the 9/11 widows that were wondering, could they get a few minutes with Brooks? Brooks was not going to give them time. Was not going to give them time to explain, any of his actions. So he was. I think karma gets you sometimes, and he was so cocky from Saturday.
Yeah,
he was so cocky, and then he blew a tire.
Yeah,
that was bad.
That was great.
That was awesome. John Rahm seems like a good dude too.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool.
A lot of fun.
The Rombo.
There you go. So the Phillies and Eagles. I got good news for you. As the Sixers begin the playoffs this week, you love that
afternoon action.
Is that good for you? I love it.
It's right in the middle of my Saturday show, so I might be getting bummed. But other than that, yeah, it's great.
Well, you're going to get bumped, right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll see about
Well,
that.
Maybe. It's a pretty good show.
Why don't you do pregame?
We'll see about that.
Why don't you do Well,
why don't we just join the Sixers in action? How about that?
Boom.
For 3 o'clock.
Or-
The Jamie cast.
We're here in the third quarter.
The broadcast.
No, the broadcast.
Yeah.
So Jamie does you hear the play-by-play, and Tom McGinnis does the play-by-play,
Yeah.
and then Jamie just chimes in with something on the Eagles draft.
I guarantee if we set up the YouTube feed and just had Jamie and a few people watching the game-
Broadcast.
Oh, yeah, people would
Well,
watch
they're
it.
minus 8.5 right now on Bet Parks for Saturday. So yeah, I make a little wager on the game, watch it.
Okay. I'm wondering, trying to navigate my Bet Parks app this morning. I don't see any lines on the series yet.
I didn't look that deep. I just saw the game
I didn't see any
lineup.
line on the series.
Okay, that might be coming today.
I want series line.
You all right?
You all right
No,
there,
I
Pat?
got the hiccups all of a sudden.
Pat's got the hiccups. Jamie's scared.
I get the hiccups when we start talking about lines. We start talking about those sexy lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get all of a
There
sudden
you
I
go.
get hiccups.
I do not want
I'm not worried about it.
I want to see the lines though on the series.
Yeah.
I love betting playoff series.
Yeah.
Series.
I've never really
outcomes.
done that.
No?
No, not really.
Oh, I love that.
Because I would imagine they're a pretty heavy favorite in this. If the opening game's 8.5,
Sixers will be Sixers are going to be a heavy
270,
favorite.
something like that.
I think the Sixers may be a heavier favorite than the Celtics will be against if they play the Heat.
Yeah, the Sixers are going to be like minus 750.
Yeah, they might. It might be outrageous. Yeah.
Well, what you do is you parlay it.
Parlay all the series together.
Yeah, parlay the series. I think the Daily Odds pod needs to have that. This
Maybe
week.
I'll break it down this week.
Why
That's
don't
a
you?
great idea. I didn't thought.
Yeah,
I always do that.
I've never really done that.
I like that. Take the series odds,
All right.
and then sort of pick the bracket yourself round by round.
Yeah.
So you can work that out. Just a little idea for you there. But I got good news for you because I meet one negative Nancy out at St. Peter and Paul. Easter Mass, you don't think there's going to be somebody that's a negative Nancy. The guy just rose from the dead. I mean, it's the happiest, most joyous day on the Christian calendar. And what do I get? One guy saying to me, Sixers really limping into the playoffs.
Sorry, what?
No, they're not.
They won the last 2 games of the season.
Well,
the Blue Coats,
well,
baby.
they won't be. Those teams,
Yeah,
those guys,
the JV squad. I mean,
Pat, those guys though aren't going to be playing in the postseason.
Jalen McDaniels will be playing.
Yeah, he's going to get a little time.
I might have a topic on
The
that.
Sixers, they just did something that hasn't been done in the NBA in 41 years, and that's have somebody lead the league in points and assists. And that was George Gervin and
the Spurs back in the day.
Yeah,
Wow.
some guy named Johnny Mitchell or Johnny Moore.
Johnny Two Shoes Mitchell Moore.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
I
favorite players.
Be excited about with the Sixers.
So do
I don't think they're limping into anything.
I can understand I think what people will say is that they weren't able to ever close the gap and make a move on the Celtics or the Bucks.
Well, and that's the unfortunate thing for the Sixers in this situation. They have the best record they've had since 2001, yet it gets ignored by a lot of people because of the fact that the 2 teams in front of them are just having unbelievable years. Like unfortunately for them, they picked a year to have this kind of year that 2 other teams are just better than them.
And I would also, more importantly, just look at it this way. If you're worried about the Sixers, maybe, I don't think they looked their best down the stretch. The Phillies and the Eagles both limped into the playoffs last year. And the Phillies and the Eagles both went to the championship series or championship game. I mean, it's the Sixers certainly didn't play any worse than the Phillies played down the stretch last year. The Sixers didn't play any worse than the Eagles played down the stretch. Anyone remember that Giant game? It was terrible. I mean, there were games down the stretch where both of those teams didn't look their best, and then they were ready.
Yeah, and I'm
not worried about this being a problem.
The most important thing with the Sixers is fact. Joel Embiid's healthy for the playoffs, maybe for the first time ever outside of the bubble and the pandemic, and that was just a weird year where the Celtics swept him and Ben Simmons wasn't playing and all that. He's healthy. He's ready to go. He's coming off an MVP season. I think the biggest thing for him was kind of developing that clutch late game gene where he can, hit that final shot. I think he's done that, and he's got it in his bag now. And this is the most excited I've been in a long time because James Harden and Joel Embiid are playing great basketball.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm looking at and saying there's so many things to be excited about, and I believe they got the lottery ticket, Pat. I think the Nets are the easiest path. I wouldn't want to play the Knicks in a 7-game series.
Neither would I. No,
wouldn't want to play the Heat.
Neither would I. Yeah.
Cavaliers can run you.
Yeah.
They're young. They have much younger legs. They're spunky, and they were 2 games behind the Sixers this year.
Yeah, they're hungry. No, I mean, you're right.
To me, I think the Nets are the team that you pick the team to have.
The Brooklyn Nets are the team that's probably going to be the most likely to lay down because they've laid down for most.
Ben Simmons going to play in this series?
I don't think he is.
Did you hear the subtle shot that Kate had yesterday? I doubt that anyone heard it other than me because that game didn't mean anything. For whatever reason, I decided to watch that game first. And Kate said, they showed the Nets bench and they showed all the guys that were out. And she's going through the lineup and she goes, yeah, they'll all play in the playoffs except one. And she just left it there. Like, didn't expand. And, maybe it was nothing. Maybe I read into it too much, but I kind of chuckled at it because it's well known he doesn't want to play basketball at this point. That's kind of funny. I wonder, though, if he'll travel with the team.
No.
When they come to Philly, I don't think he'll travel with the squad.
He's shut down for the year.
Yeah,
I don't even know that they would bring a shutdown player.
My heart bleeds for him.
Series begins on Saturday at 1.
Yeah.
which I just love. Bob had heard it was Saturday, Monday. It hasn't been announced yet. But
Yeah,
Bob,
sometimes they do stretch the 3 days.
But
too.
Bob had heard Saturday, Monday, so he got the Saturday. The Saturday seemed right. That's easy. So Saturday, Monday would be great.
All right.
And then they probably give them like 3 days off before playing game 3, which is stupidity.
Yeah,
I would imagine it's probably Thursday, Saturday again.
Yeah, it's a long trip up to Brooklyn. You got to give them that extra travel day.
How about the train trip up to for like a game 4 with the Nets?
That'd be fun.
The amount of Sixers fans who would go up on the train.
Oh, I think our buddy Vince from Philly Sports Trips will probably have a bus trip.
I'm sure he will be.
Because he's done that trip in the past.
And the tickets will be available.
Oh yeah, they'll be available.
They'll be available in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna have plenty of good seats available.
Absolutely,
that's awesome. The Brooklyn series is just a great start. That would be a fantastic way to.
Yeah, I didn't really think about the other teams they could play, but you sold me on it. I mean,
there's nobody better.
It makes the most sense.
The Knicks, I think, would have been a 6-game series minimum.
Yeah, and Thibodeau's going to beat you up, and
I think Miami would have been a 6-game series minimum.
Yeah, I mean, Spoelstra's coaching alone will keep it 6 games.
And remember the Bet Parks tip of the day you can use on your podcast, Jamie. The over the last in this century, every team that's gone to the finals, the vast majority make it in 11 games or less first 2 rounds.
Okay.
So you got to get out of the first 2 rounds 11 games or less. Now,
paper up, man.
This one, I didn't want anyone to read it. There were bank codes on it.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, like, the last rip was a little unnecessary.
It's like bank codes.
But if there's bank codes, then I understand.
Coach
Read them on air, coward.
Coach understands.
Now,
What's your PIN number?
let me see it just to make sure that we can rip it up. That no one can.
We already know what you make.
No one can read it.
We already know what you make.
I get paid in gift cards.
You like cars with 20s.
Yeah,
By the
20.
way, Tom McCarthy found your wallet so funny the other day.
At least I'm entertaining somebody.
Like, what is in there?
It's a lot of gift cards.
What is in there?
I'll tell you what.
Even expired ones. Well, look, if we just went through and found, I'm going to say over under. There's 3.5 expired cards in his wallet.
Over.
I disagree.
You're going
with
over.
You.
I go 3.5 is line. Jamie, Daily Odds Pod, want to put something in on it for Bet Parks?
I would go over.
Remember, I took one out the other day. You got rid of one the other day.
I did.
So I'm going to go on
lines.
I'm going under.
Yeah, I'll go 3.
Yeah, there's less than 3 because some of these gift cards don't have expiration dates.
Ooh.
They could, but you know what, though? There are some that take away money if you don't spend them.
Well, I don't go to those places.
Don't go to those dirty
scumbags.
places.
Those scumbag places.
Hey, remember, you can win a $1,000 gift card to anywhere you want. Coming up at the top of the hour, so stick around for that. Plus, Alec Boehm making things very exciting for Jamie. John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. With baseball back, that Bet John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Just trying to wonder why Brendan.
Which one?
Petrilling. Running our YouTube today, doing a great job with that.
Yeah, we're going to have to rename one of them. I go with Gunner. Gun.
How about Gunner?
Yeah.
The problem with Gunner is there is already a Gunner in the cluster.
Well,
and that guy's been here for like 30 years.
Yeah, but I don't interact with him daily.
We don't, and none of our listeners know who he is.
Yeah. Because we can't have Brendan.
What about the fact that MGK calls himself the Gunner sometimes?
I didn't realize
granted,
that.
No, he does. I'm not even making that up. Now, Brennan Gunn looks a little bit like MGK, so it would fit. But I don't think he has the musical ability of MGK.
Does MGK? I've never listened to a single song of his. Is he good?
I like some of his stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I don't.
All right.
I thought you were talking about the radio station.
No. Oh, jeez. No.
No, Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah, MGK.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't,
well, it's a good thing that you clarified that because now that I realize a lot of our listeners probably thought.
Like, what are you
I'm
thinking?
talking about the
yes,
radio
I mean,
station.
now isn't he with the?
I think they split up.
Oh,
the
they
girl
broke
from General
up.
Hospital.
Yeah.
They broke up.
Megan Fox.
They were engaged.
Megan Fox.
First off, she's the girl from Transformers. Put some respect on Shia LaBeouf's best movie
Before
ever.
she was ever in Transformers, she was on General Hospital.
She's got toe thumbs.
Not his best. It's not his best.
Okay, find another movie where cars transform into robots.
You have me there.
By the way, that is to me as a little kid, that would have been the movie that would have
Transformers, blown your mind.
Loved it.
I can't think.
And I would have wanted every toy. I would have wanted every one of the robots. And as a little kid, Cars. I would have been obsessed with the movie Cars.
Jack went through a car phase.
That would have been my favorite.
Hasn't been doing it for a while, thank God, because I think those movies suck.
Well, what are the other options, though? As far as like as
Pixar.
But like, I mean, yeah, but
I was big into He-Man. They attempted to make it. Yeah.
He-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if you're talking about like, nobody's going to be like Finding Nemo.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Finding Nemo's a classic.
We're not doing Finding Nemo disrespect.
No,
we're not.
You just keep swimming with that opinion, bud.
A little boy isn't going to want to play with toys from Finding Nemo. They're going to like the movie.
Guess you haven't ever heard of Bath Time, have you? I mean, I still have my Finding Nemo toys that I get in the tub with and swim around. I got Dory, got Nemo, got the whole gang. Got Crush. Yeah, it's a classic, dude.
Crush.
Crush is pretty
The
good.
turtle talk, dude.
There was somebody that when I used to my Temple season tickets for football, there's somebody that showed up every week and they'd be double fisting beers for the first two quarters. And we called this person Crush because they kind of resembled Crush.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to take in Temple football.
And they would crush.
They resembled a turtle?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and they crushed. They also crushed
beers the whole time.
So it fit. But.
Well, guess what? If they'd like to crush beers, join Anthony Gargano and the Tunis live from McGillen's Old Ale House this Thursday. It's 97.5 The Fanatic, Sixers playoff roundtable, and pep rally, and it's presented by Coors Light.
Love McGillen's.
Be out there, win Sixers gear, plus tickets to a playoff game. For details, visit the events page on 97.5thefanatic.com. Tunis and Anthony will be there, and in the round table, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to being down there myself with Bob and with Tyrone and Devon. So it should be a good time.
Should be a good time.
It's going to be a really good time.
It's America's oldest bar.
I'm going to learn a lot about the Sixers with some of the knowledge that's at that table. That is a really, really good table.
Yeah, no dummies there.
That'll be a lot of fun to be able to handle with that.
A lot of good basketball minds.
So here's the best thing is, I want Brendan, Connor, I want to bring Brendan down to a batting practice or down to just so we can go around the clubhouse. Because Brendan said to me the dumbest thing that he said, and he occasionally will come out with something dumb. And he says to me, he goes, but the fans are getting the team fired up by doing the wave. And I said, players hate the wave. No, they don't. I'm like, yes, they do. They hate it. They can't stand it.
Yeah.
It's distracting. They would go, and I want to bring Brendan down so he can go up to like some of the Phillies players.
Walk up to Nick Castellanos and say, how much does the wave fire you up?
How much does you get? Aren't the fans firing you up by doing the wave? No. You know what the players think? These people aren't here to watch baseball. They're doing us a distraction. It doesn't help. It doesn't help anybody. And it's like, well, the fans are just getting them fired up. I'm like, bull crap. Come on.
Yeah,
Look,
you don't have to sell
Let's go over to Nick Castellanos. I think we'll give him a good answer on that
I think
one.
he'll give you some honesty.
Could you imagine?
Oh, geez.
the attitude that Nick Castellanos will give you if you ask that question? Like, and I'm talking the attitude of like on your side.
It'll be Jim Salisbury part 2.
He would look at
You're
Brendan
thinking
like
you're firing me up. You think the team gets fired up because you're doing the wave? They hate it. They think you're not watching the game and you're distracting the players. It's not something that's hitting a baseball is not easy to do.
Fact.
And a pitcher, it's not easy to do. And the Phillies fans got after it Friday afternoon.
Yeah, Green was feeling his butt definitely got tight.
That was awesome.
That was really cool.
That was spectacular. Now that helps the team win.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the stupid-ass wave does not. It does not. And no player's going to say to you, yeah, we really love it when the fans do the wave. It really shows their support. Just cheer for your team. Be like the playoffs. I don't remember any one of the postseason games. I only missed 2 of the home games. I don't remember the wave breaking out at any of them.
I'm sure it did, though.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, it's just like
I don't remember it. I really don't.
I'm telling you, like
Game 3 against the Braves, I don't remember it. Game 4, I don't remember it against the Braves. I don't remember it against the Padres.
I mean, that's good.
No, I think it's great.
But it just I've noticed when this team is good and the bank is sold out, it's rocking all that. It's just look, winning breeds bandwagon culture.
Which I want the seats filled and the noise and everything. So,
but with that comes a lot of people that get bored with baseball.
Correct.
They'll go there to see a winner, but they're not entertained by the product, so they need to entertain themselves. And mimicking the ocean is the way that they do it.
Yeah. Jamie has a Lynch pin for us.
What?
Yes. Jamie has a Lynch pin for us, and he says that the clock is ticking on the Phillies not having a luxury for something. Jamie, what is it?
Yeah, I think I.
What did you delete it that day?
I didn't necessarily. I don't remember.
Well,
where I
whatever.
put it.
It's
wow,
fine.
it hurts, Pat. I'm right.
That's fine.
Phillies are
Talk, dude. Come on, we
in
can't
a
keep this
tight
up forever.
spot here because I don't think they have the luxury of waiting for first base, and to go get somebody this early in the season requires an overpay, and I don't think they can piecemeal this together for 2.5 months. Until Bryce or Hall is back, because Hall's no sure thing that he's a player when he comes back.
I don't think he's a sure thing to be there by September.
Yeah, so we have
talked ourselves into Derek Hall being.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta remember that.
They're going to have to go overpay and get somebody. And some of these names are names that Pat brought up before. I mean, he was talking about this as soon as Reese went down. And this list that I have here is from PhillyVoice.com.
Okay.
Kid named Evan Macy. I think the names are good. Some of them kind of cross-streamed with Pat's name. The big one, I've had a buddy talking to me about C.J. Cron for 3 weeks now.
Cron's on a 1-year deal.
He's only got 1 year
Expiring.
remaining.
Yes.
He has had pop outside of Colorado. So I think he's had 25 or more home runs twice outside of Colorado.
What's
he had it. He's older, but he's had it. He's right. He's had it.
32,
He's had it in Baltimore.
32.
He had it in Arizona. He had it in L.A.
Oh, I'd be all in on it.
That's probably going to require a Griff McGarry or somebody that's coaching.
I disagree.
Coaching. I think you're in that like 4 to 8 range possibly for somebody like him.
Yeah, if you can wait a month, I think that he's not going to cost nearly that much. Not only just because of the time, but also because the Colorado Rockies have 2 first base prospects that are at like AAA. And if the Colorado Rockies end up falling out of it quickly and it becomes very apparent,
Which you'd expect that they
we all
will.
know that they're not going to make the playoffs, but they don't know that yet. If that ends up becoming apparent and they want to usher in the future, they actually have a reason to do it because there's no point of keeping CJ Cron. So you're going to want to get those younger guys up, and it frees up a spot. So I think because of that, you'll end up paying less.
Phillies are a half game behind the Rockies, by the way.
But I mean, they don't have time. Time is not their friend here because you don't want the NL East to become a 7 or 8 game deficit at the end of this month. Another name on the list is Jesus Aguilar, who we know from his time with the Marlins. He's probably a little bit more platoonish than everyday starter. But
would the Marlins make a deal with the Phillies?
Probably not this early.
No, he's on the A's.
I mean, he's on the A's now, excuse me.
Yeah, we just know him from
that's
his time
right. That's
in
true.
the Marlins.
And I mean,
Very
the
good,
A's will be
Pat.
contending, so there's no way that they move forward.
Garrett Cooper from the Marlins is another name on this list. Eric Hosmer, who Pat had mentioned, he's off to a decent start. He's a really good glove. He's a 4-time Gold Glove winner. It's not exciting.
Out on Hosmer.
It's not exciting. None of these are really exciting outside of Christian Walker and
local kid.
C.J. Cron. Is he?
Yeah, he went to Kennedy Kendrick.
Oh, I didn't know that. And then the other name on the list.
Conshohocken, really?
Yeah, he was in the same. Okay, so follow me here. When Bryce Harper, when the article came out about him in Sports Illustrated when he was 16, and they mentioned that home run derby, Christian Walker was in that home run derby.
Really?
Down in Tropicana, and I believe he won it.
Well,
That's exceptional.
He had 36 homers last year.
Good knowledge on your part.
Yeah, that is good. Christian
went
Walker,
to South Carolina.
All right, he's a Gamecock. So Bob Cooney loves him.
Oh, Bob would be here just rock hard for it.
Find the hat.
So those are some names, and Will Myers is the last one on the Reds. None of them.
See, now Will Myers is the one that I admire. That's who I admire.
He'd be behind Walker and Cron for me.
Well, Cron
I think
one
he's shot.
You do?
Who's that?
Will Myers.
Will Myers. Yeah, he's struggling.
Completely shot.
Is he not better than what?
He's
you
probably
got?
better than what.
He's better than anything you've got.
All these guys are better than what you got.
And you're not going to have to pay a lot to get him.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
but I think you kind of have to go for it a little
Connor,
bit.
you feel it? Or is it too early to go for it?
It's too early to go for it.
But you say that, and they don't really have time as a luxury right now.
Well, right now, look.
Because they don't have an option coming back anytime soon.
Nobody in the division has less than 4 losses. You have 6. I'm not sweating. I'm not sweating.
It's
refuse.
a problem. You can't do this with Sosa and Bohm for another 2.5, 3 months.
I could see Sosa's glove at third.
Yeah, I like Sosa's bat, too. I don't see why you can't do it with Sosa and Bohm. It's
How long?
month or two?
I think okay. So
Jamie just sounded like my uncle getting up off a chair.
Well, and look, I understand completely the reason why, but when you look at the schedule, go through it, and I don't mean to do wins and losses, but
Let's do it.
Can they
All right, so
survive?
tonight I have a loss.
Not while Bob's off.
Alcantara.
No, but can they survive against these teams with these? This
I don't
lineup?
know.
I mean, every day that goes by, the price for some of the, and you're right, like none of these guys are going to cost you top prospects, but every day that goes by, the price for them
goes down.
You need Bryce. Like when Bryce, I just look at it as a bridge to Bryce. You need Bryce to bring this. This lineup needs pop.
If I'm within 5, if I don't see myself fall 5-6 games back in the division, and it's Memorial Day, I'm totally comfortable.
All right, so here's the good news.
I'm absolutely comfortable.
They've got the Marlins, who aren't very good.
Then the Reds, right?
They've got the Reds.
Then the Rockies,
The Rockies.
right?
They've got the White Sox.
Okay.
And the White Sox are good. But after that, they've got a 4-game series against the Rockies. Yeah. And after that, it's difficult. You got the Mariners and the Astros and those are 2
Dodgers,
playoff
right?
teams. And I got to look in May.
I think it's Dodgers.
Yeah. Then
So
you
it
got the
gets
Red
a little
Sox, who aren't
tighter.
good. A 2-game series against the Blue Jays. You could split that.
Rockies
the Rockies
again.
Like the Giants, who are really bad. The Cubs, who are bad. The Diamondbacks, who are bad. Then you get the Braves, and now we're in May 25th. So there's really only 3 series there that you look at and you go, okay, they kind of give us a little bit of a headache. Can you survive with Edmundo Sosa at third and Bohm at first? Probably.
I think by the way, last year I think 51 games, if I'm not mistaken. I think the Braves were 24 and 27.
But survive
Something
what?
like that
Or
line.
survive
So, I
what?
mean,
Like this is.
You can win 100 games.
But it's World Series aspiration time. Like they went
Yeah.
out and got the biggest free agent in the market, and they got Taijuan Walker, and they pushed financially all in. You can't waste months of this season piecemealing it together and possibly Kingery. Like Christian Pache can't play. He's not a major league player.
He's not good.
No, he's horrible. So like you just can't have a third of your lineup as a piecemeal here. You kind of
No.
You kind of have to
right
pay
about
up.
that.
I mean, it's a big season in terms of they want to get return on their investments and have a packed house all summer. A third of this lineup stinks right now. You just can't do it for months when you're chasing the Braves and the Mets and expect good things. I think you got to go for it early.
What it tells me though is what are you chasing?
You want to be
like
in
right now. Like what are you chasing?
division contention all year long.
Okay, so then it's a matter of not only surviving with these guys for the next couple months, or next month, I would say, but what's the other division? What's the rest of the division look like? Because you're right. Like
Braves
if
are nasty.
if we're just holding water and that's it, and the Braves go out there and dominate, and the Mets go dominate, and you're looking at it like, yeah, okay, we're staying afloat, but
You don't want the wild card to be
6
your
games
goal.
back. Exactly.
Yeah.
I got
agree
you,
with
but
you.
nobody until you see someone. When Dave Dombrowski's sipping his coffee this morning, and it was good to see Dave on Friday. He was feeling pretty good about himself. I think that I don't think he's worried about this division right now. No, I mean
He should be.
You got to watch. No, the long term he is, but But I don't think he's worried about the short term pulling the trigger.
I'm not short term. I'm just saying this is too big of a season to do what they're attempting to do.
Last year, the division champion Braves, who went on to win, didn't get to 500 till 27-27.
Give me the NL champion Phillies. What did they do?
Yeah, they were 21-29.
I don't care
50.
about those losers in Atlanta.
But I'm saying to you is the team that won the division. He's talking about winning the division.
Bunch of losers.
The team that won the division was 27-27. They didn't panic when they were 8 games back of the Mets.
Well, they have a little bit more pedigree than this Phillies team does right now. You know what I mean?
Like the Phillies have the pedigree of winning the National League.
I know, but it was kind of. It's not a guarantee that that's who they are.
A formula. Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't want to do this all season where – and plus, I think Bohm should stay at third. Like
I agree.
He took such strides last year and got so much better than I thought he could have. I don't want to take him away from that and put him at – and as we've talked about before, first is not – the easiest position to just get thrown into. You're involved in every play.
You want to join us? You can at 610-632-0975. What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? They offer free battery testing and charging, reliable replacement batteries, and they've always got your battery solution. So get in the zone at AutoZone. Now, Connor, one of the names that I'm sure you've talked about on the Locked On Phillies podcast, which everybody should subscribe to, Bryson Stott's off to a quiet, nice start.
Yeah, he's very good. And I said
and he's taken a stride.
Yeah, I said he might be one of the bigger question marks, guys that are returning as starters, because he had a little bit of a tough time at points offensively last year.
Nice start.
He looks incredible. Again, it's 9 games. We'll see how it goes through. But you've seen some good pitching. Like you've seen DeGrom, 2 of the 3
He's
starters.
hitting lefties.
Yeah, he is. Which I think Kevin Long is going to be a big part of the development for him, for Brandon Marsh. But if Stott and Turner can be those guys in the middle of the infield, that really, really helps you out. And he's been a big part of trying to keep the Phillies afloat. While like Schwarber's not doing anything and Castellanos strikes out every other time and stuff like that.
I got to tell you this about Castellanos, and I know he's cool. Everybody tells you he's so cool. Like he's cool the way he carries himself. His body language sucks.
I like him.
His body language is
I don't care about
terrible.
Body language, though.
His body language might have won you a game in Game 2.
That's a good point.
I love the energy if you're on third base and you're dancing
That's
down the
body
line
language.
like that.
Yeah.
No, his body language, when he's slumping the shoulders, walking back, he's showing that he's beaten.
He had scoliosis as a kid, John. He's got to bend his spine.
You also talked about body language, though, when it came to guys.
No. I don't think so.
I was like, wow, I never heard that.
You talked about body language, though, when it came to like Brandon Marsh getting thrown out.
I said I didn't like him laying on the ground after getting thrown out.
I think you're nitpicking too much, though. That's my point. I think that, what do you want? If Castellanos smiles, you're mad at him. And if he's slumping his shoulders and pissed off that he just struck out, you're mad at him.
No, I see Schwarber's body language doesn't bother me, and he strikes out almost as often. It doesn't at all. Schwarber is literally like, you can see I think he wants to break a bat in half. I think he's got that. He has that shake of the head, that damn it, what did I just do type of mentality.
Yeah, I think we all react differently.
Okay.
And his
did
body
it work?
language is.
Did his body language work last year?
I mean, it's worked throughout his career.
I didn't see it work last year for them.
But I've seen it throughout his career at work. I mean,
Okay.
last year he had a bad season, but was it because of his body language? Come on, John. Like it wasn't.
No, it's not. It's not because of the body language, Pat. It's that he's down on himself. And what did I have to hear about? Well, it was a long season, and I had to move, and I had to do this. Okay, that was supposed to be put behind you. And the president of the club talked about that has to be all put behind him. During that, we need Nick Castellanos to step up. And Nick had a great day the other day. Had a couple doubles. Was looking good. And I thought, I keep waiting. There was a light in our house, a lamp growing up, that I guess it was an uneven floor or something, and when you'd walk, the lamp would go on and off. I said, that's how I feel with Castellanos, Jamie. I keep thinking the light bulb's going off, and it goes off for a couple of bats, and then it goes off again.
Yeah.
Sounds like you just described baseball.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, he's needed. Until Schwarber gets going here, which we know he's a slow starter, just follow the back of his baseball card. This lineup needs some pop and some doubles, and Nick Castellanos is the guy to give you those doubles. So he's really got to get going here because they need run production in a more steady way. So he's paramount to this season. He's really got to get it going.
It just doesn't.
And I chalked it up last year. I mean, he had an infant on the like his family traveled with him, and sleeping with an infant sucks. So part of me was like, all right, well maybe he's out of the infant stage now, and a little more steady sleep. He settled in the house. Hopefully, he's shown glimpses of it.
I hope so because you know who has to do that? Like every other person in the world. That's
I'm aware.
You know it.
Yeah.
Pat knows it. I know it. Every parent knows it that's ever gone through it.
It sucks.
And nobody wants to hear it.
No, and he hasn't.
Nobody wants to hear it.
That's he didn't say that. Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
you're
me looking into it.
He didn't use that as an excuse. We're just looking at it like
he is the excuse of moving.
Have had sex.
No, he is the excuse of moving.
No, we had sex one time together.
And I did hear him talk about the baby
up top. Yeah, that's also very.
I like the moving.
Couple of disgusting brothers.
Was the big
into Ben Simmons' haunted house.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he was asked, and I don't know what excuse he's going to use for why he's struggling, but it's not going to. Whether he uses the infant, the house, what he ate for breakfast,
it's completely me.
Whatever he uses, it's not going to change my opinion on him because I'm going to go, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like you just got to hit,
just hit some doubles.
Yeah, I mean,
baseballs.
I don't really care what your excuse is. Can you fix it?
I just want to see him. They need him.
He's
now.
huge.
They
massive,
need him. Now.
Yeah,
and he knows how much he's needed.
Yeah, they definitely need him, and I think he's still going to there are things that show that he's coming out of it a little bit. Like the walk that he
in the seventh inning, that was a really good walk.
Was incredible.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't do that last year. So we'll see what he turns into. Remember, it was like 60 degrees for those games. Roll your eyes, but listen.
Did everybody play in the 60 degrees or just him?
Yes.
Did a cold front come in when he was playing?
Hitting season's a real thing, John.
Okay.
Hitting season is a real thing.
Gotcha.
Let's see what he looks like in June. Let's see what he looks like in July, and we can judge him based on that.
Jamie, did it hurt you to see Tiger Woods limp off like that?
Yeah, that was a little painful. He looked like he was going through it. I've had plantar fasciitis, and my leg isn't jacked up like his is, so I would imagine plantar fasciitis sucks. I used to rip athletes when I'd be like, oh, they're out with plantar fasciitis, and then I got it, and I was like, dear Lord.
I had the shin splints once.
I had those in college.
That was terrible.
Yeah, those were really painful.
That was
too.
terrible. That was terrible. So I understand what he's going through.
He looked like he was in some pain. That might have been the last time we see him at Augusta.
Tiger made me fall in love with golf. So he'll always be my favorite golfer, and it's not even close. That broke my heart.
Yeah, that was tough.
Because that's not how you want to see them go off. You don't want to see the legends go off like that. You want to see them like some.
He was wincing. It was tough to watch.
And the limp is tough to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that broke my heart.
Yeah, that was a sad scene.
Because it's. I think that may be the last time.
It might.
Because he can't handle that course. People don't realize how bad that course is to walk.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. Like I mean, it's terrible to walk it as a spectator.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, a patron.
Yeah.
You just got banned for life.
Gotta say patron.
Don't run there.
Gotta say patron. No running.
Don't
yes.
run. Don't you
dare.
Oh
no. Hey, I've seen people expelled.
Really?
Running to try to get in the gates with their chair
expelled.
To go run and play. Yes.
What is it? A boarding school?
No, literally they'll take you and they'll walk you out. They'll take your badge.
This completely turns me off to golf
and walk you out.
Like hearing this whole conversation, I go, this is the most douchey culture in the world.
Don't put it that way. It's unique to Augusta, Pat.
Yeah, it's not the sport.
Don't put it. It's not the sport. It's Augusta.
All right.
You
just don't go to Augusta.
You must say patron.
Shockingly, I don't think I was planning on it. I had that trip all planned up.
When we would do coverage down there, we had to say patron. Don't say patron, they'll revoke your press credential.
Crazy.
It's that kind of nonsense that goes on, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Now, it's not all golf. They don't do that to you at Marion.
No.
And Jamie's been lucky enough to play Marion.
Yeah. Just once.
Unlike
of course,
unless us regular people.
The waste management, you got to have a BAC above the legal limit to be able to enter.
Yeah. You got a required beer funnel.
Now that's your kind of tournament. That is your kind
That's
of
what I've been told, and I still have no interest in going.
You still wouldn't have it.
No, golf is that sport. I wish I could get into it, and I can't.
Hey, coming up, Pat has more positive news than the Phillies. He's Team Castellanos. It's probably going to be, I don't know, he may come in with his Castellanos jersey tomorrow morning.
You know what? I just might.
You might. You have one, don't you?
I do, yeah.
You did get one.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones you got this year. Plus, more on the Sixers as they know their opponent, and I think they got the best opponent out there. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Appreciate you being a part of things that we've got going on here. Jamie Lynch is in today.
Hello.
Bob's out. Hi, Jamie. With
Yes.
Bobby out. Bobby enjoying a little extra Easter break.
A little Kyle time.
Yeah. No, he's back home by now.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, Bobby's back home by now.
So he's in mourning.
So Bob did not
He's in
rise
mourning.
this morning.
He's in mourning, so he may have. You don't know when you don't have to get up for work.
Yeah.
Hey, your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with their easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. And today there's something that we all can celebrate. Well, Pat, you can't.
What is it?
Connor can celebrate it. Jamie can celebrate it.
Ooh.
Coach can't. Pat can't.
April 10th. I don't know.
Coach, do you know what it is? You and Pat celebrate today.
So basically,
Something about Connor and Jamie and I can.
So the cool guys can't celebrate it. The nerds and dweebs.
Is it because Pat and I have a son?
No, it is National Siblings Day.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
I don't care.
I got to text my brother.
See, you got to text your brother, tell him you love him.
No, that's not what I was going to say. I just got to text my brother.
You should text him. He's a good dude.
He's all right.
He's a very good dude. He's so laid back compared to you.
Yeah, very much so.
Like it's a real dichotomy, and I can understand that with the love I have for my own brother. Very, very similar. He's very, very different.
Yeah, my sister was over yesterday.
And your sister's smart.
Yeah.
So that's where it's different with you.
Yeah, a lot different.
She's really smart.
Yeah, we did the Easter egg hunt with the girls in the backyard yesterday.
They love it or what?
I really am shocked how much I love watching them. Like,
isn't it fun?
For some reason, the Easter egg hunt is awesome because they're so excited and they're sprinting around and candy. Who doesn't like candy?
What do you put in the eggs?
She's a big gummy worm and gummy bunny. We found some Easter gummies.
Gummy bunny?
Yeah, so we did the chocolate eggs and gummy worms and gummy bunnies.
So they love them.
Yeah, we're a big gummy family.
See, we were money in the eggs.
I bet you
at
are.
Our house. We were money in the eggs family.
Yeah. Look, Sky, I got some gummies too.
Now quarters.
Yeah, my father-in-law will stash a couple fives and
a couple fives, something like that. Right, Connor, did you do anything special like that?
Yeah, it was a mix of candy and money. Depends on the year.
Did you do any yesterday?
No, no, I didn't see anybody. I worked. I didn't see any family or anything.
You didn't see anybody yesterday.
Nope. I watched the Phillies, and
that's
then I
always
came
good.
Here.
I loved yesterday. Did some yard work after we went to Easter brunch, which was awesome. Okay. Saw Uncle Tom. So Doc was there. It was great. We had a great time. And then Christina and I got out because we had the tree. Today's tree planting day. The tree company's coming and planting the trees. So we got them. I love doing gardening type work. I pulled out 6 dead plants, like dead hollies yesterday. Had to dig in, borrowed the shovel from Dale because I got to get to Paul B. Moyer and Son, get myself a nice shovel. I love doing that. And I hate doing.
It's instant gratification.
But I'm not a manual labor fan.
Yeah.
But I love that. I don't want to hang drywall. Pat, do you want to hang drywall?
I don't want to do manual.
See, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to do plumbing. I don't want to do electrical work.
I got to fix a toilet today.
Okay, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to do any of that.
I love manual labor.
But being out in the yard and planting stuff and mulching and stuff, I love that. And it seems to me like that's strange that I would.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but it's like instant gratification. You pull some dead plants out, and the bed looks better all of a sudden.
And it looks better all of a sudden. It looks a little better.
I get it. We did a lot of yard work last week. I put out, I counted, I think it was 24 yard bags today, this morning.
Wait a minute. 24?
Yeah, we did a lot of work last week.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that's a wild amount.
Yeah, we had to do a big yard cleanout. We had a tree come down.
Oh, okay.
Taken down. That wasn't really part of it. But
did you take apart did you get a chainsaw?
No, we had somebody do it. It was a big boy.
Oh, you had a big boy. Oh, big boy.
Yeah. It was dead.
And they didn't take the stuff away?
No, they did.
Oh, they
piled.
24 bags.
We were trimming a lot, and got to trim your bushes, John.
I have Manscaped products.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just a lot. It felt good though. But like putting that out on the curb and getting rid of it, it feels good.
Feels good, Pat.
I live in
You're
the
not a
city.
fan?
I mean, I have nothing to add to this topic at all. I live in the city specifically so I don't have to do the things you're talking about because I'm a little bitch boy. I don't like doing any of that. Mowing the lawn, nope,
it's great.
don't like it.
Dude.
Nope, don't like it at all. What you're talking about, pulling out hedges and stuff, nope, not a part of that at
I
all.
had to get in there, and it was something where when Christina was first putting it out there, I'm going, well, would that be something that I would just hire somebody to do? And then I'm like, no, we can do it. It was like I had a lot of fun doing it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it makes you feel accomplished. You're like, I did it.
Like
I
you did
completed
something.
a task.
Right. And then later on, you're having a cocktail, and you're like, okay, I feel like I did something.
Yeah, it's like bring the beer out with
right,
me.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like when cavemen used to go out and hunt down saber-toothed tigers. That's your pulling out those bushes.
It could very well be. So,
Same thing.
Hey, the Forever Young Anti-Aging Clinic is in Center City. You can look your best, you can feel your best, and you can stay forever young. Visit the number 4everyoungphilly.com. In Pat's point of view, he's got some positive news about the Phillies, though, that might be contrary.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Hello.
I love the positivity. Bring it, Pat.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I had.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, I completely forgot.
Have we dragged you down, by the way, a little bit with, because, I didn't know I didn't realize T-Dog's maiden name was Castellanos. He's very defensive about Castellanos.
No, I just,
used to nanny?
It's early.
It's early.
It's early in the season, that's all.
The fact that you can't remember your positive thoughts.
T-Dog Castellanos. I didn't realize
not
that.
really that positive, Pat.
Early in the season, there's a position.
The Castellanos and Egan. You were talking about first base.
Regarding first base. Yes, there is some positive.
All right, what do you got?
I don't think it's going to be that hard to fill. I don't think if they want to, and it's a little bit what Jamie talked about. I don't think if they want to and they look at it and go, all right, when Derek Hall comes back, he ain't getting the job done. We don't want to move Bohm over there at first base the full time. We want to keep him at third base. I don't think that they're going to have a problem finding teams that are going to trade them a first baseman. And mainly because when you look at the landscape of contenders in Major League Baseball, that is one position that is filled.
You're right.
Contenders have their first baseman. Contenders normally, when you look at the trade line, starting pitchers go, outfielders go, relief pitchers go. But, like, there's certain positions that rarely get traded. It's like third base, catcher, first base. You rarely see third base, catcher, and first base on the move at the deadline. So the Phillies aren't going to really have to contend with many teams if they want a Joey Votto, for example, or if they want a C.J. Cron. Now, they will in the sense of you don't have to just worry about first base. You have to worry about DH as well. But I think DH is a position also, and we're only a year into it, but I think DH is a position that also a lot of contenders will have filled up. I don't think there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be going, all right, we need a DH, let's go C.J. Cron. Now, there might be one or two.
No, I don't think – I think you're absolutely right on that.
But I think when push comes to shove, if you're just looking at first base and first base alone and not factoring in DH, they're not going to have many contenders at all. It's a lot like in basketball looking for a trade partner for like a Ben Simmons type. It's like, all right, well, we want a superstar back in return. Well, who's really giving that up? There's not a lot of options. Kevin Durant on the move. Not a whole lot of options there. Not a lot of contenders that can afford them. Both guys ended up getting dealt. The Phillies, I think, will end up getting a deal for a first baseman done when it becomes apparent that, Derek Hall might have probably lost his job at that point. He comes back and it's time to make a move. So it's not even like he had an opportunity to really get the job to begin with. But I think by the time he comes back, it's going to be time to do something. And when that time comes, there's not going to be a lot of teams that fit the billing of looking for a first baseman, and the Phillies aren't going to have a lot of competition.
I'm looking at depth charts here for just scrolling through some of the – you're absolutely right. Like, they're not going to be – the teams that they're shopping against aren't going to be looking for first baseman.
Think the Braves will trade us Matt Olson?
I don't believe that's going to happen.
That'd be cool.
We could ask.
It would be cool.
It doesn't hurt to ask.
It would be cool.
Yeah, just call
I don't think they're going to.
What do you guys want for him?
Hey, Alex,
can we do something?
What's up, bro?
No, it's a good point.
That's a good way to look at it.
First basemen don't get traded a lot. I think that's accurate.
It's very rare. Like, I'm trying to think of the last.
Like, if you're trying to add a third baseman, these same teams,
yeah,
some of them need third baseman.
Okay.
So if you were looking for a third baseman, you'd be in trouble. But a first baseman, no, you're shopping for something nobody else seems to be.
In a weird, if there is one position that you look at the trade deadline, you're like, all right, if we have to lose a position, this would probably be okay. I think it's first base.
There you go. I like that.
Pitchers and outfielders.
You found the positivity.
There you go.
I'm trying, man. I'm really trying to see the
It took
light.
him remembering it, but it was good.
But hey, when I did,
it was great.
It was factually correct.
How would you like to give someone $1,000? Let's do it.
97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway.
It's your chance to win a $1,000 gift card to anywhere you want. Anywhere you want. You tell us, we get you the gift card. The key word this time is bank. That's the word bank. 3 ways to play. Enter the keyword on the Fanatic app right now. At 97.5thefanatic.com, you can enter it. Or you can text it to 45911. Once again, the keyword is bank. 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway presented by American Standard HVAC Contractors. To find a dealer, visit AmericanStandardAir.com. One person selected at random will win. Get complete rules for this company-wide contest at 97.5thefanatic.com. You'll have more chances throughout the course of the day today, every 2 hours. Good luck. There we go. Bank is the word. I like the bank.
Yeah, it's a great stadium.
I have to go to 2 banks today.
Ooh,
I don't like going to 2 banks.
Don't like that at all.
Yeah, you don't like going to the bank?
No, I look at it as a pit of sadness. For me. Yeah. It's a pit where money does not exist.
What do you think? You're not Scrooge McDuck?
No, I wish.
You're not going into the vault?
I'll tell you, an underrated thing, not an underrated thing, but a not talked about enough thing of that Scrooge McDuck clip of him just diving.
He would have died.
That's so painful.
Yeah. Crazy.
And he goes right
You're
through
saying he
it.
would have died?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he would have died, but he would have had a severe concussion.
He's diving in the metal, John. You're dead.
I don't think he dies, though.
He's also a duck. They're not very durable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now I've seen some durable ducks.
Yeah.
We have
Howard the Duck?
Well, right now we have those.
Fulton Reed?
We have the, what do you call them? The
mallards. Drakes.
No, Drake, I love. Drake, some stuff I'm supporting.
I'm talking ducks here. I'm not talking about rappers. They're head in the game.
God, I can't think of what they are.
Howard the Duck was one of the first boobs I ever saw in movie or TV.
I thought they were the first.
They might have been.
Howard the Duck?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was a terrible movie, but there was boobs, and I was young.
It set superhero movies back for so long that they waited. They were like, any time in the 90s, let's do a superhero movie. We can't. Howard the Duck. You're right. Move on.
All right, now let me ask you this. Is Pat, you always know, TV Pat always knows the answers to these things. The Night Watch show that we have is Manifest. Have you gotten access to the Manifest episodes yet?
Didn't ask for. Don't watch it.
Okay, there's 10 episodes left.
I'm not into it.
And this thing's finally going to be solved. My wife and I have hate watched this show just because we started it.
Yeah, you're invested.
And then watched the second season thinking it would not be so stupid, and it's even more stupid. And so now we've got to do this. We've got to see it to the end.
Yeah, you got to see it out.
And there's 10 episodes left. If you could find out, maybe request it.
And then what? I'm supposed to watch it when I haven't watched the first 3 seasons?
Yeah, and then
tell you what happened?
Yeah, no, I don't want you to tell me want you to tell me what happens. But maybe tell me, is the ending so freaking stupid?
I got a lot on my plate, man. We got Ted Lasso going on. We got Perry Mason. We got Succession.
You like that Perry Mason?
Is that supposed to be good?
So good.
Is it?
It's so gritty. It's
really?
It's set in the 1930s, and it's really, really gritty.
Matthew Reese is a really good actor.
It's 2 seasons. The second season's going on right now. It drops every Monday. So it drops tonight. New episode.
By the way,
but yeah, I can't suggest it enough. It's really, really good.
Any idea when Lincoln Lawyer's coming back?
No idea.
Did you watch that one?
Did not, but I love the movie.
It was actually, I thought it was actually better than.
Yeah, it's based on a book series.
Yes,
and so they have a lot of content to go off of.
Wow, there we go.
But I meant to get into it though because I did really enjoy it.
It is good, and it's an easy watch. It's an easy watch for seconds. I mean, for the 10 episodes that it was.
Okay.
So you can watch that out. I'm trying to figure it out. I think the Sixers won the lottery. Not the draft lottery, but I think they won the first round lottery. And I'd rather be the Sixers than any other team in the East right now with their opponent. Because I'm looking at it right now and saying, I don't think Milwaukee is going to have a dogfight. Like, I don't think that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be going, man, this is really, really hard. We're sweating this out. But Toronto has played really good ball down the stretch. And if they win the 9-10 game, I think they could beat in a one game. They can beat the Hawks or the Heat, whoever loses the 7-8 game. Toronto has been a better team to me in the second half of the year than the Nets have. I'd rather avoid Toronto. Miami, if they win tomorrow night at home, they're going to play Boston. I don't want to play Boston in a 7-game series. And to me then, and Cleveland playing the Knicks, that's destined to be a 6 or 7 game series minimum. So to me, I think the Sixers have potentially the easiest path.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Of all the teams,
yeah,
and they're the 3 seed.
I'll take on. I mean, Mikal Bridges has been playing great, but I'll take on them and Jacques Vaughn over Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler in the Heat and whoever else. You know, Cleveland would be a pain in the ass.
Nick Nurse,
yeah.
Toronto.
And Thibodeau is going to play a hard series.
Right.
He's going to physically kind of have his team beat you up a little bit. So
you got the easiest coaching matchup.
Yeah, I think so.
That you could have had. If I'm telling you, Nick Nurse, Eric Spoelstra. You could face Thibodeau.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I think Cleveland can just run you. They can just, they're young and athletic. Cleveland won 51 games.
Yeah, they're a good team.
And I don't know who was really seeing that coming.
Well, the Donovan elevated them up.
Changed everything, right.
Yeah, so probably people were close on their projections with them.
Were you fit with the 54 wins for the Sixers? I bet the over 50.5 on BetParks for the season.
Nice.
Cash that one. If you had told me over 53.5, I wouldn't have bet it.
Yeah, probably not. It's the most Joel Embiid era.
It's the most since 2001.
Yeah, since 56 that year.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, really good. It's a weird season in that there doesn't seem to be a ton of excitement because I think people are so scared of
I heard
the
you
results.
on Saturday talk a little bit about
It's
this.
weird, right? Like, it's a very successful regular season. You have an MVP. You have a point guard who's playing great ball, led the league in assists. You have an up-and-coming kid in Tyrese Maxey that you love. You went out and got P.J. Tucker at basically Joel Embiid's request because you weren't tough last year in the playoffs. They've changed a lot. They're playing really good basketball. They started the season, 12-12? And then they basically won like 80% of their games.
Then they went off.
So I think there's a lot to be excited about. But it doesn't feel like it's out there.
I'm going to tell you this, and it's something where I raise my hand and I say that something I absolutely get wrong too often. When I look at the Sixers, I always will criticize their perimeter defense. And I still think their perimeter defense is not great.
It's not, but they're like 7th in the NBA in team defense.
But of the 20 teams that made this, because now they have to let 20 teams in, it's like the NIT starts this week for the NBA. Of the 20 teams that made the field, the Sixers have the 3rd best points per game defense.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Do you know who's better than them?
Boston.
Nope.
Boston and Milwaukee?
Nope.
No.
Milwaukee?
Nope.
Miami?
Miami by 1.1 points per game.
New York?
No. Cleveland.
Yeah.
How about that? I mean, seriously, when you think about it, and nobody in the West. So there it is. Nobody.
Yeah,
in
the Suns are playing really good with Durant.
I mean, but their defense.
But I think the winners come from the East this year.
Their defense, for the fact that you've played an 82-game schedule, I think that's something where I see one deficiency in the defense, and I don't give them enough credit for all the good things that they do other than that.
Yeah, well, I mean, P.J. Tucker, DeAnthony Melton, and Joel Embiid are all really good defenders. So that's 3/5 of your starting 5. The problem is Harden and Maxey are below average defenders. Maxey's
they're
willing.
below average.
Yes, they're both below average.
Maxey got better, though, in the last 20 games.
Yeah, he's willing. He tries. He's just not great at it. So we probably see those two guys get cooked a lot and think it's worse than it. I've been guilty of it, too, I think.
I think I see a lot of open threes.
Yeah, the rotation.
And that gives me, that's what my eye goes, okay, not giving enough credit for all the other things I'm saying.
Having Joel Embiid back there protecting the net is it's a big deal.
It's cool.
Yeah, I enjoy watching him play basketball.
And he's been, it seems like he's just been more engaged defensively lately. Last month, he really honed in on okay, I can put up all these points, but defensively, I'm going to solidify the MVP race this way.
And PJ Tucker's got to earn his money. He's here.
This is what he's here for.
Yeah, you saw it last year in Miami. I'll never forget that one possession where he got 3 offensive rebounds. It was just going sideline to sideline. I was like, this guy is a tornado out there. So you need PJ Tucker to be a real pain in the ass for every team you play coming up.
20. By the way, again, I already told you May 11th is what you're targeting for understanding the release of the NFL schedule. May 11th is the date last year that Jokic got his MVP.
Okay. So you got another month to wait.
So you figure they're going to wait until the second round.
Yeah.
When Joel wins it.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is when they give it to him is an if.
Right. I'm just saying there's no if he's going to win it.
No, but the question is they got to give it to him when they can give it to him during a series.
Right. So with AI, they gave it to him against the Raptors.
Conference finals? It was second round.
It was the second round against the Raptors. He requested that it be at home to kind of fire up the crowd, and I think they ended up winning that game. And that was the second round. So I would assume that the
second round series
would be similar to that.
I would think.
With Jokic, it didn't matter. He was out of the playoffs.
Well, Sixers playing Boston.
Donkey farm.
I'd bet it's the first home game against Boston. So you'll play the 2 in Boston, and then that first home game back in Philly is going to be the MVP.
You don't get away with that, Jamie. Just throwing that in there.
What, the donkey farm?
It's a donkey farm?
No, I think it's horses. But it's in Serbia. That's where the video they presented.
Oh,
yeah.
They want to do it. The NBA wants to do it.
In my mind, it's donkey.
While they're playing.
Yeah.
So they want to have that moment to be able to.
And do it at home. It'll be cool.
I think that's always the goal is for the NBA to have the commissioner there in front of a home crowd, giving the trophy. Guy puts it up, and all right, let's get it going. We got more left to do, and then the crowd goes nuts, and
we got more left to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what you'll hear. You'll hear something to the effect of, there's a lot more left. We got more left to do. You guys are an important part.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Let's get going.
I love Jamie. He's cool. Connor's cool too. I see Coach over there. He's neat.
It's Coach. Coach is wearing union gear. Why is he wearing union gear?
Coach absolutely will get some love in Joel Embiid's MVP.
Coach will wear union gear at a Sixers game.
Yeah, why not? You wear it whenever you want.
If it's like Saturday and they play at 1:00, Coach, what time?
No, there's a doubleheader. They play 7?
No, 8:30.
All night games this year for MLS.
I hate that.
I hate it too.
Why is it?
It must be part of the Apple TV package. I'm assuming.
What does Apple care?
They got money.
Apple Care, get it?
Yes.
There you go.
That's not bad. I was going to jump in, but you got there first.
It's only like $9.99 a month.
But it stinks.
It stinks.
There should be more daytime everything.
Yes, there should be more daytime.
You're trying to weekends.
You're trying to grow a sport.
Yeah.
So you're going to bring 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds to 8:30 games? How stupid.
Well, it's out in Chicago this week, so it's 8:30 there.
Well, 7:30 us. Yes, 7:30 for them.
So, Coach, you go?
Vince is. I'm hoping Vince flies me out there.
You jumping on the PJ?
Yeah, why not?
They are the official travel partner of the Philadelphia Union.
That's a good point.
By the way, Coach Connor, let's just shout out a little bit. Philly Sports Trips with a great pregame tailgate the other day.
It's incredible.
Down at Live Casino. It was awesome.
As if there was a doubt.
And Charlie Manuel, he is just such an ambassador for the city, for that franchise.
I saw Uncle Charlie's cheesesteaks right behind my section the other night.
He was there.
It was like a line.
He worked, he went around the tailgate the other day, and Connor's there to attest. He went from person to person. You know how sometimes the celebrities will come and they'll be like, "We're standing here, come and approach us."
Yeah.
Bob
Cooney's like that.
Charlie worked the entire tailgate.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He went from person to person saying hello.
That's not surprising.
He is so freaking awesome.
I kept trying to get him to get a drink, and he was like, no,
not doing that. No.
But then someone brought up that there were hot dogs, and he turned real quick.
Yeah, you like that.
Okay, Charlie, big hot dog guy.
All right, we got a lot coming up. The Sixers' best season in 22 years.
I had my first wiener of the season on Thursday or Friday.
There you go, kid.
Yeah.
Of the season.
Of the season.
Wiener season,
Not of
baby.
The year.
It's wiener season.
Not of the year. John Kincade Show, 97.5. I got to tell you that your Bradford white water heater, well, if you have one,
John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
I bet you DJ, what was it? What were you DJ
Mr. E.
Mr. E, right?
Yeah.
I bet you spun this one more than a few times.
You be in not really a DJ song. It's something that you listen to just kind of like background.
Okay, what makes a good DJ song?
Well, I mean, are you talking about in a nightclub?
Yeah,
or are you
where Mr. E would work.
Yeah. Mr. E didn't spin Run DMC in the nightclubs.
No?
Nah. Those are more just like radio songs.
So what would you do? What would you spin more?
Well, the club songs.
CNC Music Factory.
See now, Shaq's doing the July 1st Phillies game.
Yeah, I want to go to that one.
And he says he will be playing his WBCs. That's what the staple of his thing and all of the thing is his white boy classics.
Love him.
He loves, so that is what he will be marking July the 1st versus the Nationals.
That's great.
It's going to be huge.
Should be a win.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, Nationals are brutal.
Against the Reds.
It's cool.
Yeah, Trey Turner and Bryce Harper are ours. And
Bryce will be back by then.
Imagine looking back and going, we had Scherzer, Harper,
Rendon,
that Soto guy, Rendon, Turner.
It's amazing.
Schwarber
and Schwarber for a year. Yeah.
Huh. They did.
Man.
Sorry,
screwed up. It's all right, though. We have Dominic Smith now.
Why did teams – what did they not see? Cubs, White Sox. I mean, Cubs, Red Sox. What did they not like about Schwarber?
Well, the Red Sox traded for him. So they liked him. They just didn't
but
bring
then
him
they
back.
also didn't bring him back. But they also decided they didn't want to keep him.
Because the Phillies paid a whole lot of money.
But they didn't even make a push for him. He was sitting out there.
Yeah, I mean, he signed pretty early with the Phils, so I don't know if it was necessarily a push or just they thought he was overpaid, which I thought
he signed. I thought Schwarber signed after Christmas.
I'd have to look. I don't really. Now that I think about it, you might be right.
Yeah, it was after.
It was after. Okay.
I didn't think he signed early.
All right, well then I'll take that back. But,
I thought that's what.
But I mean, he's coming off a season with 32 home runs that year.
He signed in March
20th.
March 20th. He signed
same week as Castellanos, right?
A week later was Castellanos. I think.
He was a while.
Kyle Schwarber signed March 20th.
Yeah, I don't know baseball, but
spring training had already begun.
Yeah, I don't know baseball, but.
March 16th.
He was coming off a bounce back year.
Right.
Because the year before he was horrible. And if he's not hitting home runs, then he's kind of useless.
Yeah, do you know why the Cubs and Nationals had no interest?
DH.
The DH too, yeah.
That's a good point.
Didn't exist. The fact that it exists makes it infinitely more valuable.
Hey, join Anthony Gargano and the Tunis live from McGillen's Old Ale House. You love this place, Jamie.
It's a great spot. Been there many times.
This
Great
Thursday, 97.5 The Fanatic Sixers
love.
Playoff Roundtable and Pep Rally presented by Coors Light. Win Sixers gear plus tickets to a playoff game. For details, visit the events page on 97.5thefanatic.com. Tyrone's going to be out there. I'm going to be out there. Devon's going to be out there. Bob Cooney will be out there. I'm going to learn a lot about the Sixers from those gang. So that'll be a good time coming out on Thursday.
Yeah.
We will have
basketball crowd.
It's a really good crowd. We will have the 5 questions with Kincade coming up, including Gunner and Brendan both getting a question. So they better be ready for it as we get rolling. Jamie, you brought up something earlier, and I heard you talk about it on Saturday. It really, to me, sort of pisses me off a little bit that this is the Sixers' best season in 22 years. And I understand. Nobody's willing to bang the drum more saying, I need to see the second round win.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm also willing to say, you got to stop and smell the roses and say, this was a really, really good regular season.
Yeah, really good.
54 wins is a fantastic year.
To go on the win clip that they did after starting the year as poorly as they did is really impressive. And look, I've only seen one other Sixers MVP in my life, and it was 2001. We're going to see another one. That's extremely cool. James Harden led the league in assists. When can you say that about a Sixers point guard ever? So it's there's a lot to be excited about, and I just feel like
is it getting downplayed, or is it just everybody's just waiting for the shoe to drop?
I think it's that.
I think it's that.
I think that sucks though.
It does
because then there's no way to enjoy the season.
Because even me, I should be more fired up than I find myself being. But
you will be Saturday morning. You'll be bouncing off the walls.
But part of me even is like, oh crap! If they don't get at it, like apparently Woj said on ESPN this morning, if they don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals, the ramifications could be huge.
I think it's going. I think it's going to be. You believe that already, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, Doc might find himself on the hot seat. Harden might bounce, and if Harden leaves,
it's over.
It's over. It's not a good spot to be in.
Yeah, and I just feel bad because they're in a tough spot in the second round with who they're going to be matched up against.
Yeah, the second favorite.
They made that bet.
Yeah,
it's an unfortunate time because they have two teams that are probably just better than them.
Well, think of it this way, Pat.
and deeper than them.
If they won 54 games, 54 games would have won the conference last year.
Yeah.
This year it's good for third.
Yeah,
exactly. Like
you don't know.
They picked the wrong year to stock up on the depth situation and all that. Like if this were last year and they had the depth that they have this year, it wouldn't be a question. But they had to give up a lot of depth to get James Harden. We all knew that. We all were okay with it. And then you just saw how this season transpired with what Milwaukee did and what Boston did.
They just didn't stop.
It's going to be hard for me. Like, if they lose a 6-7 game series to Boston or Milwaukee, it'll be tough for me to be like,
guess they picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. Do you get the reference?
I do get the reference.
Connor, do you get the reference?
Airplane.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
I did not know.
You completely guessed on that.
No.
No, I didn't know if you were an airplane guy.
I didn't have to guess because anytime that John or Bob goes to like a funny comedic line, it's the only funny movie from their era. So I go ahead and know that it's Airplane.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, like us.
Really?
I don't know. We got Wedding Crashers. You got The Hangover.
What?
You got Step Brothers. You got all this good stuff. You guys had Airplane and made like half of Caddyshack.
You mean you had like
Animal
House, Fletch, Cheech,
We got two.
all the Cheech. No, are you serious? That's ridiculous.
Were you going to say Cheech and Chong?
All the Cheech and Chong.
Knockoff Harold and Kumar?
They were
All right.
fantastic. No, you understand that.
The knockoff Harold and Kumar.
I get it.
You understand a timeline. Have you lost timelines in life?
No, I have.
Yeah, Harold and Kumar.
Sometimes the better stuff comes after. Sometimes you improve on it.
I don't believe that Harold and Kumar made the. I would bet
They went to
Cheech
White Castle, John. It was hilarious.
I believe Cheech and Chong did probably made a little more change.
Oh, I don't.
No, I mean you can't talk about the era of the era.
All right, I'll get
more iconic.
I will
more
do the
iconic
math.
movies.
I will do the math.
We do that.
What Cheech and Chong movie do we want to compare?
Any one of them. Up in Smoke.
I love
Up in
Smoke.
We'll do Up in Smoke.
Do Tin Cup.
We'll do Up in Smoke. All right.
Tin Cup.
Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke, and I will give you the update in about 5 minutes.
Okay, and the update because Pat's gonna do some math for us.
Connor really went after 80s comedies.
Oh my gosh,
hard
he's
there.
out of his mind.
I don't know. He named like 3 of them. I think I might have a valid point.
You're not. You don't have a valid point that comedy movies were better. I mean, seriously, you went to Harold and Kumar.
We'll see what the numbers say.
Harold and Kumar's a classic.
No, you can't do that.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
The money doesn't matter. Because
you brought up the money.
Because you paid $2 for a movie back then when you saw it.
Could I please do the math before you start with your things?
Adjust for inflation, Pat.
I was going. That was my point. Is I was going to adjust for inflation. I was already on that.
Pat would not know how to adjust for inflation.
There's the inflation calculator,
and you'd know how to use it.
It's literally a website. You type in inflation calculator, you put in the year, you put in the moment. Yeah, I think I know how to use that.
He's going to use it?
Jeez,
We're going to get some good
Who brought
ones?
this guy?
Huh? I mean, my
Three
gosh.
Amigos, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Three Amigos
seriously.
This isn't your fight, Jamie.
I mean,
I want John to name them.
You're right. You're a 92,000s kid. What are you doing?
Well, because I grew up on 80s stuff, too.
How about Weekend at Bernie's? How about
Naked Guns? Dead, but they're carrying
Naked
them
Gun
around.
movies?
Stop.
Yeah, Naked Guns.
Like you could do that.
Classics.
I by the way, one that I absolutely hated that people hated it, and I hate the
Ferris
fact
Bueller's Day Off.
I love Ferris Bueller. Ghostbusters. Stupid.
I went to go see that.
Hated it.
When the movie theaters reopened back after COVID, AMC's celebrated the 100th anniversary of AMC's by having pricing for back 100 years ago.
Okay.
Tickets were like 25 cents. But and most of the tickets were for classic movies. And I had never seen Ghostbusters. And so I was like, all right, for 25 cents, let's party.
You're going to go sit.
Guys,
it wasn't funny.
It does not hold up. Like, if you've never seen it, if you didn't grow up on it,
How about
I was sitting there going, when's this movie over?
How about Beverly Hills Cop, Coming to America?
Coming to America.
I just got onto the thing because I'm ready. Okay, Eddie Murphy, one of my favorites. One of my favorites, Eddie Murphy, has like 5.
Yeah.
That are just and you came with a Harold and Kumar. For God's sake.
I went to counter the Cheech and Chong.
You need to do what he
Spies
just
Like
you
Us,
need to
The
do what he
Goonies.
just did and start Googling 2000s
No, I just
movies.
I just thought of Eddie Murphy. And I'm like, wait a minute, Eddie Murphy's my absolutely would be he may be my favorite comedian.
I just watched his
he may be
his
my
new
favorite.
movie with Jonah Hill.
I was about to
Any
say,
good?
yeah, it's hilarious.
I did not see it.
Hilarious.
That counts for our era. You don't get the new Eddie Murphy movies. You don't get Coming to America, too.
It's very funny.
Hey, Sleep Healthy Pennsylvania knows if you snore, maybe you think you have sleep apnea, get it checked out. SleepHealthyPA.com. Finally, a sleep solution you've been looking for. That's SleepHealthyPA.com. It's time for 5 questions with Kincade, so we will need one of the youngsters to come in from the outside, whether it's Gunnar or Brendan, to come on in and be a part of this, and then you're going to have to hook up their mic. Let's go. Question number 1, Connor. Let's get it going.
It's time for 5 questions with John Kincade.
All right.
Question 1.
I'm going to go to Connor. I'm going to go to you first.
Hello.
Connor. Something was asked to me by a member of the media the other day in the press box, and it came into a lunch question before you sat down with me. Before you sat down. Isn't it stupid that baseball managers wear uniforms?
Nope. I love it. In fact, I think every manager in every sport should wear the uniform. I want to see Doc Rivers in the tank top and the shorts.
It's stupid.
I want to see Nick Sirianni in shoulder pads with a helmet on. You never know when you're going to have to get out there.
Amazing.
Don't challenge Nick Sirianni.
Yes.
The over-the-shoulder catches. Nick Sirianni had some skill.
Yeah, he played.
It was all right. Mount Union's a good school.
He played
at
indoor,
that level.
He played football league one year.
So isn't it stupid, Connor?
No, I actually don't think so.
Explain why it isn't stupid.
Because they're the only manager that actually enters the field of play. The NFL coaches don't ever run out to the middle of the field in the middle of a game.
That's a great point. Sorry, but the only thing is that they don't usually.
What a bad point.
They didn't always do this.
No, Connie Mack used to wear suits.
Right. They used to wear suits. Well, I think suits is stupid.
Well, people in the stands used to wear suits to the games too, and then we realized that
that's stupid.
You can wear a different outfit besides a
lunch table. In the press room lunch table isn't it stupid?
Well, who's at your lunch table?
Who was at the lunch table the other day? Well, Kevin Cooney was there.
Okay.
Kevin Cooney was there. A lot of the crew from NBC Sports Philadelphia was there.
Okay.
But it is I always switch my lunch table up. So when I'm in the press box, I always try to find some people that I don't normally see and try to catch up with somebody.
I sit alone. I Steven Glansberg.
No, you don't.
Sit me in the corner.
Yeah, me too.
Let me eat my chicken tenders in peace.
Everybody likes getting to know Connor Thomas.
That's a great movie.
Kevin Cooney admitted to something over the weekend that I was roasting people about.
What's that?
This speakerphone in conversation in public people.
It's so stupid.
He's one of them.
No, he isn't.
Fire him into the sun.
That's seriously into the sun.
He fessed up. I had a guy at Wawa Saturday talking full conversation while checking out.
Standing alone. I got it. I can get those parts to you by Thursday.
I don't like that. But let me ask you. So I was walking on the track near my house, and I was watching the Phillies game, and I had the volume up.
That doesn't bother me.
And don't you? But you have earbuds.
I'm not really conducive for that. Like,
how many earbuds?
I'll use these on like planes and stuff. But my line of thinking was, well, everybody here has headphones on, and I'm walking past them. It's not like it's going to be that long, so they'll hear the game for all of 12 seconds.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that as much. I don't think that's a violation. But I put my earbuds in.
And when I walk the dog, I actually listen to Jamie's podcast, and I always have that on speaker.
You have it on speaker?
I never walk the dog and listen on earbuds. I always have it on speaker.
All right, let's introduce question 2.
Question 2.
His name is Brendan Gunn. Hey, Gunner.
What's going on?
You're Gunner now, so Gunner is just we decided.
I don't know.
All right, Brendan's outside YouTube. I'm Gunner. I got it.
Yeah. You're Gunner. Just speak right into the mic so we don't mess you here. Act like you've been here.
Act like you've talked to a mic before.
Okay, so
this
right into it.
No,
there you go. It's all right.
No, you got to make love to it.
There we go. Really.
You got to get close to it. Talk dirty to it.
All right, Gunner. What are the hidden gems?
Sunbathe it.
What are the hidden gems of Havertown?
Havertown?
Because a lot of people travel through Havertown. You are a Havertown legend. So tell us, what are the hidden gems of Havertown?
I think the hidden gem of Havertown would be J.D. McGillicuddy's.
Oh, McGillicuddy's very good.
Yeah, I love that place. Awesome. They have that little stage upstairs where the DJ can go. It's fun. There used to be one in Wayne where Jay Wright did his radio.
Absolutely, yeah. I would never want to go there.
You don't want to go to that one?
No, because I went Brendan to Jay Wright. That's not
This is why I never would have brought him
doesn't
on.
have that narrow staircase?
It does, yes.
It's that really narrow staircase that you think grandma's going to fall down with a life alert?
Yep.
But,
And then a
anything
second
else?
one would be St. Dennis Fair that comes around in May.
My dad's buried there.
Is
so
he
I
really?
so I could go see my dad and go to the fair.
You get a funnel cake?
Get some funnel cake and bring it over to Dad.
Bring it over to Dad.
What up, Pops? You want a churro?
Dad.
Yeah, I want you a stuffed animal on the ring toss.
Dad who never owned a pair of jeans.
Get on the Gravitron, go
there you
upside
go.
down, and then go see your dad.
You go on like fair rides?
I haven't been since I was a kid. This is for
So
people.
St.
with kids.
Dennis Fair.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, one more.
One more.
Havertown, like just.
I think we're
hidden
proving that Havertown doesn't have a lot of.
There's not a lot going on.
You know, it has a back parking lot at the Manoa Shopping Center.
I did
though.
know that. Yeah.
My grandma lost her car in Manoa Shopping Center.
She lost it.
She was losing her mind. Lost her car.
No.
My uncle took her keys away, and she was nagging him for years, saying, "Let me get the keys back. Let me get the keys back." So when she passed away, he put the keys in the casket.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty funny. That's hilarious.
Hey, Brendan Gum, we love you, baby.
Thank you, man.
So for
Send in-
Havertown, we have two
Yes,
diamonds in
two
the run.
hidden
That's
And
it.
one's only up for like a week.
So exactly. Yeah.
It's terrible.
There's no reason to go to
There we
Havertown.
go.
What we just proved.
Hey, we're living here in Havertown.
Well, there's a new PJs. There's a reason.
That's
Yeah,
Broomall.
that's
Broomall.
There you
Sorry.
go.
Well, no, it's Lawrence Park.
Eventually.
Broomall. That's Broomall. It's 19008.
I'm not going to argue with you.
It's my hometown.
Okay, you didn't know that they had a back parking lot, and all of a sudden you're
No,
getting chesty?
that's 19083.
You want to sit here and argue with
Wait a
me?
minute, that's 19083. That's not 19008.
Sorry, I
Okay,
brought
we
it
got
up.
we got
What do you
MapQuest
say we get to
over
question
here.
three?
Question
We got
3.
MapQuest.
Question 3.
All right, Egan, do you remember the first girl you slipped a note to? Like
yeah.
in class?
Yeah, didn't go well.
Okay.
I got that note slipped back.
So did you do the
Just tried to slide in the DMs, and she slid my way out.
Okay,
Should
so
have Venmo'd her.
So how did you do it?
Tried.
How did you do it? Because there was I saw one of those shorts of all these guys who are considered like Hollywood hunks that got totally rejected by one of like the first girls they sent notes to.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I was
So-
a nerd in school. That's what they always say.
Okay, they always try to do that.
I don't know. It was first grade. Slipped a note. You know, do you like me? Yes, no, maybe.
And do you remember who it was?
I do.
Can you say her
I
name?
will not be saying her name.
Why would you not say her name?
Are you Facebook friends with her?
We used to be. I actually ran into her.
Wait a minute,
at-
you used to be defriend her?
No. I don't. I mean, I might still be. I haven't seen her update in a while. I ran into her years ago at the rink in Westchester, actually. After one of my
Really?
games, yeah.
Was she bringing
Jessica Vile was her name.
Hi, Jessica.
Big thing for her.
Oh.
We had a little fling back in first grade. Not to brag, she was a neighbor. And that lasted for about 12 minutes.
Nice.
It ended.
That's longer than you lasted on your honeymoon.
Yeah, and wedding day combined, and wedding night.
That's great.
I don't know if I ever got over. She really broke my heart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you saw her at a hockey rink.
Yeah,
So
ran
she was
into her.
bringing her kid
walked
probably
up,
in or
She
something.
walked up and was like, "Are you?"
My first grade love?
Yeah. So we caught up for
Wow.
like a couple minutes or
That's
whatever. But I
awesome.
haven't seen her in 15 years.
Yeah, it's
so.
funny, though, is all of them were like being rejected. Like Pierce Brosnan got rejected by the first girl he asked out. Didn't want to go out with him.
I think it's probably pretty normal because you're probably in your shot.
Too
At
early?
Yeah, a little bit.
You know about
like,
that?
yeah, exactly. Like
Steve Buscemi had his pick of any girl he wanted, though.
yeah,
Really? There you go.
yeah. He's a
I
handsome.
love the teeth.
Let's go to
handsome man.
let's go to question 4.
Question 4.
Now we go to the other Brendan, who this morning loves the wave. You gonna do the wave, Brendan?
Yep. Let's get it going.
Doing the
Come on.
wave. He's doing the
Come on,
wave.
You get the people going, John.
Brendan, what are you afraid of?
Afraid of?
Wow.
Because here's the reason.
rejection from a girl when you give her a note.
Here's that I'm asking is that because of the fact that 60% of men, when they were asked in a men's health questionnaire, claim they have no fears. They're not afraid of anything. And
Yeah.
I say BS to those 60%. They're all lying.
Honestly, I think I'd be in that boat too.
Well, you're not afraid of anything?
Most things, no. I've kind of gotten to a point where like I'm just like, screw it, kind of just do it. I'm willing to try everything.
Would
at
you
least
jump
once.
from a plane?
That was my only thing that I was gonna say. I'm a little tentative when it comes.
Did you're out on you?
That's the
I'm
only
not
thing.
scared
I'll
of
do
anything
it.
except this,
No,
this,
no.
this,
So you
and
would
this.
do it?
No, I would do it, but it would take me like I wouldn't just be like, just jump. You know what I'm saying?
'Cause you're
Like,
scared.
Yeah, but like
You wouldn't do it because you're scared of it.
no, I'd be like, all right, let me talk myself into it, and then I'd go.
Because you'd have to talk yourself in because you're scared of it.
I wouldn't say scared, but yes,
let's
scared.
see you run from a bear.
A little bit.
So
maybe
I would say,
darks too.
So if I
like
because
in the dark,
I'm
I get a
trying,
little scared.
I have it on my to-do list now. I want one of those diving clubs that jumps out of planes. Connor says he wants to do it, and I want to see Connor do it.
Well, you're only
Jamie,
going to see the last like 20
would
seconds.
you want to do it?
I've always wanted to. Being a parent might change things for
Would you want to?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. Hell no for me.
I'd bungee jump.
Would you?
I would
would
do
you
it
want to do
once.
it?
I would do it once. Yeah.
Well, you may do it once because you may not get the second chance.
The bungee jumping was hard. I did 185 foot and staring down at that.
I did a wild.
Oh, that's scary.
I bet team championship, and I told them before the year before I got my ear pierced for the Flyers Cup tournament.
What a bad
boy. The next year was and I had to have a dangling
the cross
skull and
George
crossbones.
Michael
Skull and crossbones.
Gotta have faith.
Dang. So and I only kept it for the Flyers Cup. The next year I said they're not going to win, so it's a bungee jumping. So that'd be one. Would you do bungee jump?
Yeah. I went rappelling when I was in Scotland a couple
Would you
years
bungee
ago.
I did that in Alaska. I did it, yeah.
And
I loved it once I did it.
I would never do it again.
But you need to change your shorts when you're standing over that ledge.
I would tell you right now, I would not. If offered $10,000 right now to bungee jump, I would not do it.
Wow, give me 10 grand immediately. I'll do it for free.
For 10 grand.
I swear to you, I felt like I was going to die.
For 10 grand, there's not much I won't do.
All right, we've heard that. All right, last question.
Question 5.
We go to the lovely Jamie Lynch.
Hello.
Hi, Jamie. Jamie, I got a question for you. When you are parenting, do you find yourself talking like an adult, or do you talk to your kids using baby talk?
No, I talk like an adult because I want them to pick up on adult language. I don't want to baby them.
I love you as a parent. That's so good that you do that.
Yeah. I just try to talk to them like I would anybody else. And
all right,
it's on them to catch up.
This one comes from it's
like a fully formed brain.
A National Association of Teachers and Educators that you have probably added 150 to 175 points to your kids' SAT score.
Oh wow, look at me.
By not doing baby talk to your kids. Do not baby talk your child.
Yeah.
Speak to them like they're an adult. Now you can use terms that they understand.
Paige is 18 months, so she's at the point where she's starting to get a lot of, and I'll go, use your words. Stop grunting and pointing. Use your words.
Use your words.
So yeah, I guess I'm a tiger mom.
Wow. There you go.
Good job.
Thank you, Pat.
Jamie Lynch is a good parent.
I try.
That's a good parent.
He's not the worst.
The Havertown.
Not.
By the way, I've already gotten 2 texts from people that I know that are from Havertown. They're like, dude, I could name like 10. Put me on.
Jason Kelsey lives there.
He loves Havertown.
Yeah.
I mean, so many hidden gems.
If Kelsey was listening to that conversation, he probably would have taken offense.
I think I could have given you more gems than Brendan. I don't know if he actually. I think it's stolen Havertown valor.
Jamie says that there is a new debate in NBA Twitter, and it's nonsensical. And he's about to take someone out at the knees, and I hope it's who I think it is. John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. Talk about children. Talk about parenting. I'm a proud parent. I'm a proud parent of a Temple student, and I absolutely love that my daughter ended up, following in my footsteps to go to Temple.
Brother-in-law died.
Of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It's a little before 9 o'clock. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. You know that Staples stores are going to provide you innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. You can explore more at your local Staples store. And both Jamie and Pat, married to educators.
Yeah, for now.
Until that first grade girl comes back, rounds back.
Till Jessica Vile hits me up.
She hits you up.
I just got a text. I don't want to go back to work.
Yeah,
spring break last week.
Oh, yeah.
So today's a tough day for the teachers.
I'll be getting that too.
Yeah.
I can only tell you,
I didn't want to go back either because our spring break was my spring break.
my first semester of teaching,
Cool.
I can't imagine. I am teaching senior level students going for their Bachelor of Arts degrees. I am not teaching children. My kids come to class and they are great and they're fun and they're engaged and they're like ready to graduate and all excited. I can't imagine teaching children. And your wives are freaking heroes.
Yeah.
And the people who taught, Pat and I always talk about it, how much we loved so many of our teachers.
Yeah.
And I have buddies of mine who say every time we talk about that, it annoys them because they have so many teachers they have issues with.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
the good ones and the bad ones always stick out. Like,
yeah, there's
you can
some bad
immediately-
teachers.
You can
but-
immediately name all the bad ones, and you can immediately name all the good ones that made an impact on you.
But I loved my teachers. But teaching children that have special needs, teaching children that have, issues that they have to deal with that you have to help navigate them through. I swear, that is something that I can't imagine the patience every day. It's a special heart.
Yeah. I lose patience with my 4-year-old.
Yeah.
So imagine having a bunch of those.
A bunch of them in the room.
Yeah. Must be difficult.
Yeah.
And you're trying to do that. Coach says that's what's like with us.
Well,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's what he claims.
Yeah. No.
It's like
it's
herding
Pat.
cats.
It's not. No,
Oh, it's just Pat?
Yeah,
I was going to say, I knew it was just me, and I didn't want to say it. I wanted to allow you to say it.
Yeah, I'll say it.
You're a scumbag for that.
Yeah. No, it's just Pat. It is like her.
You're not wrong, but you're a scumbag for saying it out loud. You said the quiet part out loud. I have the Cheech and Chong stats for you.
Okay, give it to us.
All right. So Cheech and Chong, back in 1978, made $44 million. This is worldwide.
Okay.
Gross worldwide. $44,364,244. In 2004, which is the year that Harold and Kumar came out, that equates to $1,128,533,824 and some odd cents.
Okay.
Oh, they
Seems
got
pretty good.
crushed.
Harold and Kumar, worldwide gross, $23,936,000.
Nobody references Harold and Kumar.
What are we talking worldwide?
Even though it's
Like,
funny,
where are
though.
we-
I
these
said
stats?
23 million.
I think of Harold. Every time I see White Castle,
White
I think of
Castle,
Harold
you think
every
of them.
single time.
Anytime I see Neil Patrick Harris, NBA.
That was the rebound of Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, it was.
That was
No,
the
that's
start
when
of
he
it.
became funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people realize, he's not just Doogie Howser. He has a personality.
By the way, he is low key one of the funnier actors. Like, as far as, I don't think he gets enough credit for being funny.
Well, he doesn't do all that much. I think if
He's
he was
good,
in
though.
no, he's great. He's just not as exposed as some of the other
Right.
like Will Ferrell when he was at his peak was in like every other movie.
Yeah.
Like Neil Patrick Harris just doesn't do that many projects.
Yeah, you're right. Will Ferrell was that guy that if you could just call for a cameo.
Cheech and
Yeah,
Chong.
exactly.
And he would show
Cheech
up.
and Chong are iconic still today. Harold and Kumar. Come on.
all right.
now. Come on.
Money
By
doesn't.
the way-
money doesn't equal funny, John.
By the way, last week, Bob was saying, well, I'd plant my own trees. Well, I want to thank that the Clark Brothers Nursery pulled up today at the house. And they're there now, and I'm watching the video. And so Joe is there, and they're planting the trees. And they've got one of these machines, Jamie, that goes into the ground and like you know where they, like, if you were trying to drill to the bottom of the earth, it has like the diamond and it cuts in. They're in there. They're digging up the earth. The trees are being popped in. There ain't enough. Clark Brothers Nursery, thank you, out in Chester County. We were told they were the best, and they look like they're doing a lot. Nikki Foles is loving it, watching the people work in the back. She observes everybody who comes in the backyard.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you're.
She thinks someone's stealing something.
Yeah, you got to make sure that everything's all right. You got to have your guard dog.
She got it there, so gotta love that. In the linchpin, there is a new debate in NBA Twitter, and Jamie, I hope you are talking about the person that I hope you take out at the knees.
This is the linchpin.
So there's two people. One's actually a player in the league, and he happens to play with no honor. And the other is a Celtics play-by-play employee.
Yes, it is. Mr. Dana Jacobson himself.
Is that who he's married to?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I never heard of him before this diarrhea hit my
He's
timeline.
Mr. Dana Jacobson.
Oh, okay. his success.
And Dana's a wonderful person. Love her.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Love her.
Trey Young started petitioning after losing to the Bluecoats on Friday night that he should be the leader in assists on Twitter, basically, because he has the most. He doesn't have the most per game, but he started his whole campaign. I don't know. Let's just go by the way the league has done it for like 50-plus years of its points per game and assists per game.
No, we should change it up because these guys won it.
Yeah. And then I see this tweet yesterday from Mr. Dana Jacobson.
Mr. Dana Jacobson.
Sean Grand, who I guess does play-by-play for the Celtics.
He does.
On NBC
and a very good broadcaster, by the way.
He might be, but this tweet was not good. As expected, Joel Embiid not playing for the Sixers today. As a result, Jason Tatum will lead the NBA in scoring. Joel Embiid will lead the NBA in points per game. Giannis will lead the NBA in points per minute. Choose your own scoring champion.
How it works now?
What the That's not how it works. That's just not how it's ever worked. And I'm sure he was trying to find a way to get Jason Tatum included in the conversation. But you're seriously going to throw out points per minute as a scoring champion?
By the way, he was I guarantee you, what little I don't know a lot of him. I know his work, and by the way, he's a really good broadcaster. Like, really good. He does a great job. But I would absolutely say he was trolling.
I don't know,
on
because
behalf of the Celtics.
Maybe, like, one of the first comments is, like, scoring the most points doesn't mean anything. What you do every night matters. What scoring average? And he says, I couldn't disagree more, but to each his own. It seems like this is something he actually believes.
Oh, no, I guarantee you he's talked about this. I guarantee he's talked about it.
Like, the depths people will go to discredit Joel Embiid is mind-boggling to me, and that's all I see this as. Joel Embiid is the scoring champion of the NBA this year, plain and simple. That's the way it's always been judged. That's the way it should be judged. This is nonsensical, and I don't know why people are now trying to change the way we view stats historically for decades. This isn't a real thing.
Well, I think that there's a lot of people who are set in their ways as far as believing the narrative that they want to believe, and the narrative that they're trying to push is that somehow Joel Embiid doesn't deserve things. I don't get it.
It's really bizarre because this guy's one of the rarest talents the league's ever seen. And I just don't get why people don't appreciate him a little bit more.
Because they're not shilling for the Celtics.
That's what it is. I mean, it's the fact that he's an employee for the Celtics and he wants to hype up his guy.
And by the way, I guarantee you, Pat, Sean has a little bit of you in him that he enjoys the sparring. He's not like some stuck-up broadcaster that is like, oh, I don't want to interact. He likes this stuff.
Okay.
But I really believe he thinks it.
He does.
I really believe he thinks it.
Joel Embiid is the scoring champion. End of story.
End of story. Stop talking about it.
Yeah, you can word it however you want.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And the way he leads it, too. Jason Tatum will lead the NBA in scoring.
No, it's not the way.
No.
It didn't. No.
That's not the way it works.
But he won't.
But he won't. You can't do that.
I mean, you can.
That probably sucks.
You can word it however you want in your warped brain, but the reality of the situation isn't going to change.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid led the NBA in scoring.
And Sean's a great broadcaster. And
look, if the Boston Celtics and their fan base want to sit here and prop up their fake champion, that's fine.
Exactly.
I mean,
and it is fake.
It's not going to change the narrative that the entire NBA knows who actually led the league in scoring.
Know what has to happen, though? You got to beat the Celtics in the second round.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That's what has to happen.
That would
second
help.
round, you got to beat the.
I've been getting a good feeling recently.
I am too, and I think something tells me we might be setting ourselves up again.
We might be, but they got a really good shot at things. And Joel Embiid's, if he's not the best player in the world right now, he's one of the top 2 or 3.
I think part of it too is you don't want to be going into the playoffs knowing all that we do about their history, going, all right, well, they're just going to lose. So you kind of try to talk yourself. I don't want to say talk yourself into it, but you skew positive because for a lot of the fans, and I'll own it for part of this season, and especially towards the end, I was like, just get me to the playoffs.
Correct.
Just get me to the playoffs
and
to see them try to get out of the second round. So it makes no sense for you to go into the second round, which we all expect them to do, with this negative, woe is me, the sky is falling attitude. You want to sit there and go, they have a shot, because they do have a shot. They have a shot.
They're going to show me that they have a shot, Pat, though, and I know I'm going to get people just to totally disagree with me. They have a chance to show me that they've got a shot coming up starting Saturday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mop the floor with the Nets. Do it in 4, do it in 5. Like take care of business, make it clean, make it easy, so you get a little bit of time to get ready for the Celtics, because I think the Celtics are going to have a tougher series.
Well, I think what they should do is they should start, Jalen McDaniels, Jaden Springer, Paul Reed, George Niang. Start those guys, throw them out there.
Does it piss you?
Let's get weird, and they'll hammer the Nets.
Does it piss you off a little bit that you're seeing all these young players? They get an opportunity, they start playing great, and then
it's hard to judge this time of year because
teams give it in.
Yeah,
I mean the Nets are sitting pretty much
the
everything.
Hawks should be embarrassed though.
Trae Young.
Yeah,
The Hawks.
Trae Young is such a.
The Hawks throwing out their entire starting lineup and losing to the G League JV team.
And the thing I could not get out of my mind was I can't believe the Sixers lost to that team.
No, and Trae Young. I mean, Dad has a comment like every other week. His dad's still speaking for him or on his behalf.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, I'll never get over the fact they lost.
I can't believe they lost that. That was my takeaway when the Blue Coats ran them out.
Pat, it's that video you did. It is, and I'm still going to hold it responsible for it. I can't lie. That was all
Apparently,
my idea.
you can't, but you do.
It was all my idea. What a stupid idea that was. Hey, the 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by the Bagster. That's a stupid idea, Pat. It's a dumpster in a bag. Even though you live in the city, you could use it. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. And for details, go to Bagster.com.
Trust me, I got spring cleaning needs to take place in my house.
I know there's civic pride in blocks. And I drive a lot in the city now because of going out of campus
I
and
used to
everything.
take a trash bag out with gloves and do like a big cleanup.
Why wouldn't they have like on a Saturday, have everybody on the whole block?
Yeah,
come on out.
Care about the planet.
And I'll get some Bagsters.
Yeah.
And put them out, and the community says we're going to do a community cleanup today.
What Saturday is it?
I don't know.
No, I'm busy.
Yeah,
you're busy.
I was about to say,
it's unbelievable.
I got something.
You're gonna have trouble getting the youth out there.
Lewis in Pennsauken joins us on the Fanatic. Lewis, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, fellas. Hey, by that guy's logic, I guess Joel Embiid is not LeBron James, but Joel Embiid is the all-time leading scorer because he actually is the NBA all-time leader in points per minute.
So exactly. Let's Sean should have that one spun at him.
Yeah, so let's crown him the king of scoring for the NBA all time.
Hey, Lewis, are you on Twitter? You should tweet. Oh well, Jamie, you should tweet at Sean Grand, and you should put that out there that Lewis says, well, by Sean's metrics.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yep. I mean, let's go all four board. Hey, I'm really looking forward to the play. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think that this year, and I don't know what anybody's thinking, but I look at it from this perspective. I've never seen the NBA be this competitive as far as coming up this year, as far as the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath.
This is the most competitive I've ever seen it from top to bottom. And you're talking about, and I don't think you have a clear cut NBA champion as well. I think there's about 5 or 6 teams that, if healthy and playing well, can win it all. And I think one of them is the Sixers.
Give me you say 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me the 5. Tell me your obviously we go Boston, Milwaukee, Sixers.
Yeah.
Suns.
All right, give me 2 more. Suns?
Suns and Warriors. I'm not sleeping on the Warriors. They're healthy finally.
Suns, Nuggets. And I'm going to be honest. You can't count out a healthy Lakers team. I'm sorry. And you can't count out the Golden State Warriors.
Connor said this morning, Connor, what were you saying this morning about that? Appreciate it, Lewis, about the Lakers in the play-in game.
Yeah.
Even in a play-in game.
It's LeBron has that Brady thing about him where you don't see it as often in the NBA because it's serious and teams matter more. But I would not want to see LeBron in like a chance to win a seeding game. I really like the Lakers, and the Timberwolves are garbage right now. They got guys punching each other and punching walls and breaking hands and everything like that. I still think the Timberwolves end up as the 8 seed in the West. But yeah, I like the Lakers Tuesday night.
I mean, picking against LeBron tomorrow.
It's tough to do.
I mean, whatever it is, I can't. I just can't.
I can't either.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting series, them against Memphis, if they do indeed get the 7th seed, because Memphis is hurting a little bit right now.
Yeah, and Adams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
I think Memphis, all the infighting that took place with the Jaw situation, I think that they're just a locker room that is destined to
Sixers
fail.
Lakers revenge finals.
So you guys all saying then are we would you be saying, if you were betting right now on the BetParks app, Suns Warriors is the Western Conference Final?
I would go Warriors. Yeah.
I don't think the Nuggets are legit.
Because then the Suns would be the 4 seed hosting the 6 seed Warriors.
Yeah.
They don't meet. They cannot meet till the conference championship,
That'd
which
be
is
great.
a good thing for.
Yeah, if you're the Sacramento Kings, you're making the playoffs for the first time, like 23 years or something, and you draw one of the greatest dynasties of all time.
Good luck.
That sucks.
You know what, though? And it's Mike Brown, right? That's Mike Brown.
Yeah,
so
yeah. He's probably he should have Coach of the Year locked up.
And he's He was Kerr's right-hand man for a while, and he's been a head coach.
Yeah, I think the Suns, they're nasty with Durant. They are. I think they're going to win the West.
I was in Sacramento for a game once, and I got to tell you, Shaq was an owner.
Okay, all right.
He owns them.
Yeah,
so
it's just a weird place to go see.
When he invites you, to do something, you do it because it's like I wouldn't go Sacramento.
That's why I asked.
Like Sacramento is I have
who the
no
hell's
interest.
going to Sacramento?
Well, there goes all our listeners in Sacramento.
I got to tell you, that place is a great home court advantage, though.
Yeah, they love their Kings
because they don't have anything else.
Yeah,
it's like Oklahoma City. They don't have anything else.
Light the beam, baby.
They're all excited. What about Bob said I have the boy crush on Oklahoma City. When I'm flipping around the NBA games and having the package so you can watch all the games, the Oklahoma City Thunder, to me, is they tried to tank and they're too talented to do so. So they understood an idea of a process even better by drafting.
Well, they also made
they've made some shrewd moves.
The Shea trade with Paul George. You get Shea in that trade, and it's huge for you. So that helped. And then they hit on some draft picks.
I'm enjoying this.
I think the bigger thing though is trading for Shea Gilchrist-Alexander.
Yes.
You get an all-star point guard in there. It's going to help your team a little bit.
So it's nice if you're doing a process to actually have somebody handle it that knows how to
about where the Thunder started and the guys they had to move.
The Thunder weren't dealing with injuries to their best player.
No, I got you.
The process was
but they
probably
also chose
elongated.
Players with.
It was probably elongated because Joel Embiid was out for the first 2 years of his career. And
which was sort of strategic though too.
The first year was known. The second year wasn't strategic. He broke his foot.
Right.
That was just dumb. And then even the third year, Ben Simmons rookie, he breaks his foot. That was more strategic, but Bonhans can't.
And they're drafting.
He
though.
could have came back. He does.
Mediocre.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess when you think about it,
mediocre at best. And
they lucked into Joel Embiid. Markelle Fultz was a disaster.
And by the way,
Ben Simmons was good for 3-4 years.
I don't rip him for Fultz though.
No, I don't.
Neither do I.
Because he was the consensus.
The revisionist history.
That's stupid.
Markelle Fultz is incredible. All of a sudden, in the movie Air, the new movie about the Michael Jordan show, they have and I talked about this a little bit, but he goes into a convenience store in Portland after they just drafted Sam Bowie, and the guy behind the counter is like, "Yeah, man, Jordan, he's overrated, man. He's only drafted 3rd overall because of that, he hit that game-winning shot." And then months later, he goes back in after the season started, and the kid's like, "Man, I knew they should have drafted Jordan." That's everybody with Jason Tatum in this town.
Well,
everybody you talk to is like, "I knew they should have drafted Jason Tatum." No, you didn't. There might be one or two guys here that called up and said, "Yeah, this Tatum kid." But other than that, it was Lonzo Ball or Markelle Fultz.
I'll never rip them for the Markelle Fultz pick.
No, it's if Jason Tatum doesn't go on to become a top 10 player in the league, it's never even mentioned.
And nobody
again.
was saying it that night. You can go back and watch the draft on YouTube.
Oh, I was all Fultzed up.
No, but I've gone and watched the YouTube.
People were going nuts.
And people were so excited for Fultz. But more importantly, you go and hear what all the experts were saying, that the Sixers were getting the prize of the draft.
Yeah.
Everybody acts like they drafted Anthony Bennett.
And now,
now
you hear people going, you should have been smart. And it's like, what? Nobody said that night. Nobody on the panel. on the draft coverage, nobody was saying that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. My only thing with the argument is I think OKC, when they started their process,
it's still ongoing.
It had better pieces to move than what the Sixers had
I
when they
agree with
started
you.
theirs. So that makes it easier for them.
No question, but they also, though, are making better moves in the process of building a process. They're making better
But the
decisions.
process of building that process moves are not as much of a No, I'm kidding. We're good.
Let's get this up.
I know exactly.
You know what I can't wait for, though, no matter what it'll be, is that when that word is finally expunged and it's over.
Never.
It's over.
The process is forever.
Hey, we head into the final stretch of the morning, presented by Stretch Zone. If you want to relieve sore muscles, increase your flexibility and range of motion. How'd it feel, Connor, on Friday? You love Stretch Zone.
It felt great.
See?
Hips have never felt better.
Book your free 30-minute stretch session today at stretchzone.com. Well, there were some impressive things this weekend, and Pat says more than just the score. Who's he talking about? Phillies, Sixers? We'll get to it next. John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. With baseball back and with Jamie in this morning.
back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
You know, you can get 0% financing and a free estimate when you book at cherryroofingandsiding.com. Since 1975, they've been providing service with a cherry on top. They can take care of business for you. What's your goal song, Pat?
Oh.
You have a goal song for your team?
I'll let you know when I score one.
You have a goal? No, isn't there a goal song for your team? You know how many goal songs?
No.
Jeez.
We're all pretty surprised when the puck goes in the net. We don't really know what to do.
So my neighbor Joe, who scores more often?
Yes.
He scores more often?
He does.
He's very dedicated to his yard, by the way. Is he a dedicated hockey player, too?
Yeah, shows up.
Very dedicated to his yard.
Shows up.
His girls. Yeah. Good. Seems like a good dad.
Yeah, seems like it.
They had a event the other day that I think Joe ran. Chalk up the cul-de-sac.
Okay.
Where they had the kids out for like Easter and everything, and they had like kids chalking up the cul-de-sac. Like taking out the big sidewalk chalk and making bunnies and eggs, and they had like games and toys and stuff like that.
So Joe's
a good dude.
Putting graffiti all over.
Yeah,
the
promoting
neighborhood.
graffiti.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
No, Joe's
job,
a good
Joe.
dude. I love a neighbor. I absolutely cannot believe how much we hit the lottery on our neighbors. Now, Joe, his name is like, I got to walk to get over to where Joe lives. But Joe's a good dude. But our neighbors that we live right in proximity to, we have the best people. And that is such a lottery.
Yeah, it's such a
sometimes
key.
it doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, because I mean, if you go to buy a house and you ask, "Oh, how are the neighbors?" They're selling the house,
And
Of
they're
course
not allowed to
Of
tell.
course, they're gonna be like, "Oh, they're great."
Well, this was worse, though, because everybody was buying new, so there were no houses.
You didn't know.
So you don't know who you're getting, and they can't tell you. So Holly, who was our person we were dealing with, she can't tell us, oh, you're really going to like the Smiths because you're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to say anything about them.
They love pineapples, and they love collecting keys.
Yeah, we hit the lottery with our neighbors as well. We got real lucky.
Yeah, even the ones that you shame on Twitter, they come over with bearing gifts afterwards.
How much better do you love your home, though, when your neighbors are great?
Oh, it makes it yesterday. My neighbor Tom got the girls a remote control spider thing, like toy, and they, it's just like stuff like that.
Were they scaring your wife with it?
Well, he got it to prank his own wife, and it was
How big is it?
Probably like a foot by a foot.
Little dinner plate size.
Yeah, like dinner plate size, and he got it to put under her nightgown to prank her.
Oh, kicky.
And she caught it before the prank.
Oh, she caught it before the
and
prank?
And he was like, I only used it once, but I thought the girls might enjoy this. And it was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Doc did that to me as a kid.
The prank?
He had a toy. No, he had a toy bug. And it looked like sort of like a roach with like the like claws.
Yeah.
And it was remote control. And he would scare the hell out of me with it. I'd be sitting at little kid. So I'm like 3, 4. And Doc has this remote control bug.
It's tormenting.
And he would put it in there, and then he'd send it towards me, and I'd turn around and see it, and I'd scream and like run from the room. So the guy came to fix the furnace, and so I'm there, and I must be I was like 3 or 4, and Betty is telling the guy, "Okay, you go down here, the furnace is down here, open him, like leading him to the door to the basement." And I tell the guy, "Don't go down there. There's a big bug," and it was because Doc tormented me.
That's great. Boys will be
That's
boys.
That's not good when a brother's not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh, yes, they are. That's exactly what brothers
I think
are
that's their
supposed to do.
job, number one.
It says, I did not. It looks like I've taken a hard fall. This Apple Watch just telling me it looks like you've taken
you bang the table.
Oh, looks like you've taken a hard fall. Should we contact
right?
someone? I said, I did not fall.
You bang the table.
Gosh,
How's the hip feeling? You good?
I do. Yeah, mine feels great because I go to stretch zone.
It's true.
And did you drink a lot of water, though, afterwards? You didn't.
There was ice in most of the drinks I had.
You're anti-water.
No, I'm not. I'm pro water. I'm just more pro tequila.
I understand that.
My mother-in-law doesn't drink water.
That's impossible.
How'd she stay alive?
Hell.
She drinks tea. That's it.
That's all she
Well,
drinks?
tea is just fancy water.
Does she put ice in
Leaf
it?
water.
No.
She doesn't put ice in it either?
No.
Okay, that's crazy.
I'm an iced tea junkie.
You love iced tea.
Oh,
So
yeah.
do I, yes. We have our...
But yeah, she doesn't like water.
Man. Matt Stahl sends an email in, and he says he has a gripe with the Phillies' new scoreboard. And it's weird because it's something that I didn't like.
I'm curious if it's something I noticed.
It's something I didn't like about it either. But he really takes it. He says nowhere to be found on the board were the usual stats.
Yes, okay.
He says, I can't find home run or RBI anywhere.
Yeah.
Under the batter's picture when they were up in bat, they had random new age stats, which nobody cares about.
They had like XP, XIP.
WRC plus, BB percentage, K percentage. They didn't have batting average. They didn't have on base percentage.
All right, I'm glad I'm not alone. I thought I was going crazy.
I'm telling you, what the freak? And I said, so I took the picture the other day of the scoreboard, and I'm going, what stat nerd came up with this?
It's Salchunas and Ray Dunn and the baseball Pornhub.
Let's start looking at the. I want to hear these new numbers. Let's have Raptor.
Yeah,
up there, dude. Just put baseball stats up.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And don't try to convince people who followed baseball their entire life that what you followed was wrong. Because I can tell you this: Dave Dombrowski knows all the old stats really, really well, and he follows them. And other general managers that I know in the game follow the old school stats really well. And most of them have to sit in a room where they're called into meetings to learn about the new stats, and then they decide whether they want to use them or not. It's all over this new board.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It is
super annoying, and it needs to stop. There's
maybe by tonight.
I think, as you said, a lot of the baseball fans don't understand,
and they don't care about that.
It's you're alienating a large portion of the fan base that knows what RBI means, knows what home run means. Like
don't you want it the most simple thing?
Yeah, and
are you
yet
trying to?
We're placating towards the niche, MIT crowd. Like, guess what? I'm not even close to MIT.
I would love for these guys.
Let's make it easy for me.
I don't know Dave Dombrowski enough yet. Had a chance to talk to him on Friday a little bit, but I look forward to talking to him a little bit more. I've talked to baseball GMs for a long time about stuff like this, and I love how many of them laugh at the fact that there are websites full of people that are obsessing on these new age stats when they realize baseball teams use them, and they respect them, but it's not Bible, and it's not. They go to old school stats long before they go to new school stats, unless they're Gabe Kapler, unless they're a Matt Klentak. And they totally misjudge and misread the room and over-adjust.
Okay.
But they do respect it. Every one of them respects their
place for it.
Yes. And they respect the knowledge, and they want to hear about it, but they don't want to be ruled by it.
I just want to see your on base and your batting average. And if you throw some power numbers in there, great. But, to me, on base and batting average, that's it. That's all I need. I'm good.
You tweeted out yesterday, and it's so true. All of a sudden, we just don't like RBIs anymore.
Yeah, Nelson Cruz.
We don't respect RBI.
It's so stupid.
It's
so stupid.
Runs win games, and this guy hits a lot of them in.
He changes teams every single year, and he produces every single year. He's like the most underrated power hitter. He's got a chance at 500 home runs and might be a Hall of Famer, yet he changes teams constantly because people either think he's done or he can't do it anymore, and then he just goes out and does it.
Yeah, now with the DH, he'll play till he's 47.
He might already be 47.
Yeah, he's probably older than that.
We could have used him, right?
I've wanted Nelson Cruz. He was like PJ Tucker
kept
for
saying
me.
it.
Yeah, he's going to hit 50 home runs in Citizens Bank.
Okay, let me give you the. Are you excited about games or not?
No.
I'll watch tomorrow night.
Not at all.
More than anything, because I'll watch the 7-8 games. Interest me more than the 9-10.
Yeah.
It interests me more.
Not at all, because at the end of the day, they have no shot of actually doing anything. That's what kills me. If this was a playing tournament in the NHL,
right,
or
where we've seen
in the NFL or Major League Baseball, yeah, the playing tournament would matter to me. In the NBA, it doesn't. If you're not a top 3, top 4 seed, you don't have a shot, and everybody knows it. It's very rare, at least. And the numbers dictate that. You basically need to be a top 3 seed to have a shot at winning a championship. So, no, I could not care.
Hawks play the Heat tomorrow night. By the way, Heat 5-point favorites at home. If you're Boston, tell me you wouldn't rather sign in blood right now and say, I'll play the Brooklyn Nets in a 7-game series starting Saturday over playing one of those two teams.
The Hawks make an argument for, I think. because they want to play because they've been a mess. But yeah, you probably pick Brooklyn.
I would take Brooklyn over the Heat, the Hawks,
Yeah.
or them. So Boston's going to have a tougher road.
Yeah, but they'll ultimately get through it. I mean, they're nasty.
Right.
Yeah, no, but it's definitely the tougher path.
What if you get 2 extra days rest? Do you think it
That'd
matters?
be great. Yeah. No,
For the Sixers, it absolutely
No,
matters.
if the Sixers.
Yeah, I
you
think
get
it
done-
matters.
If the Sixers get done in 5, Boston gets done in 6, and you get 2 extra days rest,
Yeah.
that can mean a lot.
Yeah, you're going to be heading into a war with them. Even if the Sixers come up short, it's probably going to be in 6 games at least, if not 7. Like, I don't think the Celtics are going to have any easy way with them. And the Sixers, yeah, any rest you can get going into that is good.
Lakers are 6.5-point favorites over the T-Wolves. Connor, you're all over the Lakers winning.
Yes.
I'm not with that line, though.
Why not?
I think that's an over-adjustment. I think the T-Wolves will give them a tougher game than that.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the spread. I wouldn't bet
But just
that.
the game itself, you'd bet
The
a
game
money
itself,
line.
Absolutely, Lakers.
You'd bet the money line on that one. By the way, so now the Sixers line on the series versus the Nets.
It's a big one.
What is it?
Minus 850.
Yeah.
They're given an 89.5% chance to win that series.
Yeah, the Nets aren't ready yet. I mean, it's pretty impressive what McHale's done since getting there. And, Dinwiddie and Cam. It's not a bad young core from getting completely decimated, but it's not their time.
I mean, that's pretty incredible.
I gotta look now and see if I parlayed some of these like gimme series. What would it look like?
Well, no, if you do that, you can just take the gimme series and go from there. The NBA NIT, though, starts tomorrow. So I'll watch the 7-8 games. I don't think I'll watch the next 3 nights.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to watch the 9-10 game, even though elimination games are fun.
Yeah.
To watch a season end.
Watch somebody's heartbreak in real time.
There you go.
But the West games are so late. I'm not.
They
saying
are.
up
It's
for
too
that.
late. Hey, in Pat's point of view, he says these games were impressive for the Sixers this weekend, even though they didn't mean anything.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Hello.
So this is your point of view.
Good weekend for the Sixers, guys. Really good weekend.
The Blue Coats or the Sixers?
Both.
Well, they both won this
Blue
weekend.
Coats ends up winning the championship and then calling up half the squads.
And then just rolled right through.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but they go into Atlanta, start sitting everybody, and your starting lineup for that game was like a Disney movie because the Sixers throw out Jalen McDaniels, George Niang, Paul Reed, Shake Milton, Jaden Springer. The Atlanta Hawks countered with their starting lineup, their legitimate starting lineup of John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Clint Capella, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. And the Sixers pulled it out.
They did.
And you had some really good performances. Jaden Springer, who ended up winning the playoff MVP award for the G League, he ended up having 19 points in that one. Shake Milton looked good. I mean, pretty much everybody looked good. And then the next night, they go to Brooklyn, and they hammered them. Now, the Brooklyn game's a little bit different because Brooklyn was sitting most of their players, but still, they go out there and they hammer them 134 to 105. And on the surface, you go, okay, these games don't mean anything, and they don't. But to guys like Jalen McDaniels, who had a huge night against Atlanta, to a guy like Shake Milton, and to a guy like B-Ball Paul, all 3 of those guys are in the rotation.
And Jaden Springer, yeah, too.
Now, Jaden Springer only played 2 minutes yesterday.
Yeah,
and
but Friday played a bunch.
Yeah, and initially it was reported like, oh, the Sixers were sitting him because he's tired, but apparently he turned his ankle, and that's a little bit different.
But him, you hope it's something you can build on for next year because it's make or break time for him next year.
Absolutely. But for this upcoming playoff stretch, I do think these games mattered because this second unit, you're looking at the guys that kind of made it up. I mean, George Niang started on Friday night.
B-Ball Paul's going to be a real big role.
B-Ball Paul balled out in his first 8 minutes. He had 10 points and 4 boards and a block. He was huge for them, and he finishes yesterday with 17 and 10.
The Sixers playoffs can basically be boiled down to how do the Sixers do when Joel Embiid is off the court? Because his playoff plus minus on the court, off the court is the biggest in NBA history, I believe. So, yeah, B-Ball Paul, look, you only need 10 or 12 minutes from him, but if he can give you that and not be a complete liability,
I'm telling you,
then you're better than you have been in years past with Greg Monroe's of the world.
Yeah, Jalen McDaniels goes out there. He's probably getting 12 minutes a game with the team, with the first unit. When he gets out there with the second unit, he gets 44 minutes on Friday and puts up 24 and 11. Like, he had a huge game. And for him, for Shake, who played well in both games, for B-Ball Paul, I think that's big just for confidence.
Definitely.
You know, I mean, these guys only get a certain amount of minutes, as I said, like 10, 12 minutes a game to go show what they can do. For them to go out there and have all these minutes and perform, and not just perform, but win, you know, and you talked about Jaden Springer, James, for next year. Do I expect Matt Young to really do anything with the team next year?
That was great.
No.
His 2 threes were awesome.
But this dude almost had a triple-dub yesterday. He had 29 and 9. You know, and look, yes, it's against a Brooklyn Nets team that
was their bench unit,
yeah,
too.
it was the bench unit, but still, just for your confidence level alone, yes, these games didn't mean a damn thing, okay? But for 3 or 4 of the guys, it meant something, because 3 or 4 of the guys you are going to see in crunch time. 3 or 4 of those guys you are going to see when the games matter, because they're with your second unit. So to see Jalen McDaniels and B-Ball Paul and Shake Milton go out there and do what they did, I was really, really happy with the performance, and more so the fact that they're going in having beaten a team, having beaten 2 teams, and especially the Atlanta Hawks game. Like, you steal that on the road in overtime, and you know that they're playing everybody. That is huge for this team's confidence level. So the guy that you talked to over the weekend, it was like, oh, they're limping in the playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I mean, their second unit is tired, or their first unit, I'm sorry, is tired, and they're banged up, and they're a little bit older. The second unit, though, they're rolling into the playoffs.
By the way, he's this same. I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but he's the same kind of fan who Chunas talks about. Can't find. He has been waiting for the second round of the playoffs to begin from October.
Yeah.
Because now the thing is, though,
But I feel like that's a lot of people.
It is a
he's
lot
a
of people.
season ticket holder.
Well, then he's got.
So he supports the team.
Yeah.
He does all that.
He's not alone. That's a big
But
group
he
of
says-
people.
I think there's more of those than there are.
Probably.
But he's a diehard Sixers fan. But he's been guys. I'm like, why are you waiting till May 1st? Like what? Like what fun are you having in?
Yeah, it doesn't.
And-
I mean, you're missing. Yeah, you statistically you missed the best season that they've had since
He wants
when?
to take Chunas out because Chunas, I guess, calls it out. He hears him all the time, and he'll go. Chunas calls it out. He goes, "I can't believe these people aren't happy." And he goes, "Dude, I buy season tickets. I go to the games. I cheer for them when they win, but I'm not going to bluff myself into thinking it's a big accomplishment when you're beating the Indiana Pacers in January. I need to see a second round win."
I mean, I don't think anyone's. I don't think it's cut and dry.
I know what Chunas' point is.
I don't know anyone that's watching a meaningless game in January against the Indiana Pacers and going, all right, that's it. This team's legit. I think it's more of, for me at least, this season, yes, a large part of it is get to the second round and hopefully they get out of it.
Yeah, exactly. But you got to have both.
But the enjoyment of this season wasn't them winning 50 whatever games and
54,
having the best record since 2001. This season was all about Joel Embiid. Watching him and Harden go to work every night,
was awesome.
That was the joy. The game, I knew that they were going to make the playoffs. The guy's right. It's not an accomplishment. Beating Indiana, it's not an accomplishment. Watching Joel Embiid go off for 40 and 15, that's fun to watch. That's the accomplishment. Watching this dude, it's consistent. Watching this guy get 30 points and you go, oh God, slow night for him.
Yeah, down night for him.
Yeah, that was the enjoyment of this run coming up that we just watched.
I love it that Chunas brings that up because sometimes I fall into that same pit. That idea of going because I will get excited when they go on a nice run, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute. Then we get we haven't done it since. It's got to be because I'll tell you this: if we have to go through this heartache again,
I don't think there's one fan in the city that hasn't had the second round series thought. At some point this season.
Yeah, but you can't let it rule your season, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes, you can't.
You can't have that happen.
But we've all had it at some point of like, yeah, this is cool. Man, I really hope they get out of the second round.
I hope forget me and fans, for Joel Embiid's sake, like I kind of worry about where his mind goes if it can't get done this year.
Especially if he's healthy.
Yeah. And James Harden's playing great, and he knows that. And it's like, does he start worrying, like, is it me? Am I the issue? Do I need,
You think that he really?
How could it not
make himself the issue?
How could it not creep in a little bit? If you're the constant of all of this,
am I taking too many shots? Am I not getting my teammates involved?
Yeah.
More?
Yeah, I don't know. I just worry about his mindset if they can't get it done.
I don't think it rules his day, but
No.
I think the thought creeps in there. Yeah, absolutely.
I jumped on something on the Bet Parks app thanks to you, Jamie.
What do you got?
I'm already on it. I think it's the bet of the day, and I hate doing it. Over 6.5 strikeouts for Sandy Alcantara.
I was just going to say
6.5?
6.5 on the Bet Parks app right
Free
now.
money, go get it!
Are you kidding me?
Castellanos is good for 2.
The Phillies strike out like they're swinging a pixie stick up there.
Can I bring something up that might not be popular? Why isn't Scott Kingery up yet?
Why would you say it's not popular?
Because I don't think people
don't like him.
Yeah.
No, the thing is though, I more pity him.
I mean, there's a part of me that
like,
feels bad for him. He also got paid.
Like to me,
that's why I don't feel bad
That's
for
why
him.
I don't feel bad for him because he got paid.
But Christian Pache. Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because he's not a major league player.
And that's the thing. It's like we're going to sit here and focus on how to say his name when he's not going to be on the team in 3 weeks because the guy
not
sucks.
gonna work here.
He sucks at baseball. The Oakland Athletics, the worst team in baseball, said this guy isn't good enough for us. And the Philadelphia
You got a
Phillies,
Sullivan around over
the
there?
NL
Just
champ said,
send him over.
Said, you know what?
Sullivan,
we'll take him.
They didn't even know who Sullivan was when they traded him.
I'd rather have Dalton
I
Guthrie.
didn't know who he
up here.
was.
I mean, give me Dalton Guthrie over Christian Pache.
Yeah.
It is.
Call him up. He's playing pretty well. He started in center field again the other night.
No, I'd be all for it, and I do though.
It's a good story if he can come back.
I don't think he always gets from his defenders the Sixers. I mean, the Phillies really messed him up by launch angle and everything.
You can
like
just call me by name. It's right.
No, it's not every.
Nice to meet you.
But you don't. You also criticize him for his shortcomings.
Yeah, I just don't know if it was if it was a chicken or egg type of situation.
Well, he should have been.
Like there's a world where he just sucked.
Well, there's plenty of time for him though to have adjusted back,
and that's
now.
Like I said it last year. I thought last year was the make or break year for him. He broke,
and you did. I think you're very fair.
And I don't ever see him doing much.
Right.
But is he better than Christian Pache?
But you're right. Like.
No,
yeah, I mean,
no, he is.
Defensively, no. I mean,
Pache is a hell of a defensive
That's why
player.
he's in the majors.
Exactly.
So it's what do you value? Do you want 3 minus outfielders defensively, or do you want Pache out there in center?
I mean, I don't think Kingery's going to be a hole at center, but he won't be. I mean, he's only been playing it for a couple of years. But he also can give you some versatility in the infield too.
Yeah.
I have a journalistic integrity question for you. ESPN, am I coming with the false premise when I say to you ESPN licks the boots of LeBron James?
No, that's accurate.
Yeah.
That fair? Pat?
Yeah.
That they are bootlickers for LeBron James. They don't call him out on things. And you and I are LeBron fans.
Yeah, but what sort of call him out on?
Okay.
Give me some.
LeBron will if LeBron has anything, when he has his embarrassing moments on Twitter, where he's had a few, quite a few, they don't call him out on it. They call out other athletes for embarrassing things.
I don't know because I don't really watch ESPN.
I think it's the LeBron James network.
They know where their bread's buttered.
Well, here's the headline from ESPN.com. And I was tipped off to this by a very, very tall man who who always says to me, you don't think ESPN's just kissing butt?
Was it Jamie? Jamie's tall.
Here's the headline.
I think he means taller.
With LeBron front row, Bronny James leads the U.S. at the Nike Hoop Summit. That's the headline.
Okay.
With LeBron front row, Bronny James leads U.S. at the Nike Hoop Summit. Okay, there's your headline.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
How many points did he have?
He had 9 points.
Okay.
He was the 7th leading scorer on his team.
Yeah.
He's a facilitator.
Slow day,
How many
Johnny.
assists?
I mean,
That screams to me a slow day.
No, but that is a lick the boots. Now, a lot of other players.
I think that's a page click.
That is
Yes, sir.
and I think that's what you're looking at.
I think it's
So
more.
I think
it's
more
more
that.
clicks. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, his name gets clicked.
I mean,
Ron Holland.
We're getting it here. Like it's all digital. Like you need page
Right.
clicks.
Did you see Ron Holland, the kid Holland?
No.
I've never heard of him before.
No, what did he do?
He had 15, 9, and 5. He was the best player on the squad. Isaiah Collier went for more points.
No idea.
Justin Edwards, DJ Wagner.
Okay, I know him.
Who I know you know. Jared McCain. all came before Bronny James.
So
How
there
many
you go.
finals
So-
have their dad won?
So other than DJ,
That has nothing to do with it, Connor.
So it has everything to do with
Other
it.
than DJ Wagner, though, there's no name that you can put there that's going to make anybody click on it. And everybody knows who Bronny James is. So I think it's just clickbait. I think it's, hey, let's
So
get.
you think it's more clickbait than ESPN trying to say, hey, LeBron, we're here. Pet us like
I'm
a
sure,
dog.
I'm sure they have the data of any LeBron James post compared to anybody else in the NBA.
The perpetuating of the Bronny myth, though, is huge. It's huge. Bronny James, you would think from the media coverage that LeBron James' son is this like can't miss, sought after guy you got to grab all these. I mean, seriously.
He's a 4-star recruit.
He's a 4-star recruit.
Yeah,
he's a
very
good player.
He's very good.
He's a very good player.
Yeah.
But he's not amongst the handful of the biggest difference makers that
and he might
these programs. So look at it, he could develop.
He could end up developing, but I think it's way more to do with ESPN sent guys out there to cover it.
And then there it
How
goes.
are we going to get people to actually read this story? Bronny and LeBron James.
Good point, Pat Egan. Yes. Pat Egan gets the point on that one.
Got him. You can leave.
Because I look at it as more as bootlicking.
I'll stay for like 6 minutes.
You looked at more as page clicks.
Yes.
Which, by the way,
there's probably some truth in both.
what would be the version of page clicks that we could use to be able to get something like that? What would we use as the headline? See Jamie Lynch naked?
I don't think
we want people to click on it.
Yeah, I don't think that's getting any clicks.
Oh, God. Good
See
question.
Connor's feet?
You can go to
Oh,
feedfinder.com.
yeah, the socks.
No, but I'm saying this is no. Pat,
where did that
Pat,
come
It would be the 10 most my 10 worst picks I've had in sports. That would get page.
Pat, how about this though? I absolutely am all advocating for this. I say we go nutty because if it's page clicks they want, then page clicks they can get.
And you want?
I want nutty. See, Jamie, how many people would? How many people would? Honestly, how many people, Jamie? By the way, you've been lax. I got an email. You've been lax on your daily posts.
Oh, yeah, right. I'll get right to that. They're backfiled. I have them all written.
You've been doing them every day.
Yeah.
Wait at this point.
You've missed the Zoom meetings,
Connor,
man.
No, I was in the one, and then I found out there was a breakout room.
Is this not devious on my part?
Yeah, I mean, we could go a little clickbaity.
Can we go a little clickbaity?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Pat,
I'm not
on
gonna,
the website.
I don't want to say anything that's going to get me pulled into a meeting about
Advocate.
this.
No. If we're looking for page clicks,
I don't disagree. There's a lot I want to say, John. Let's just put it at that. Let's leave it there. There's a lot I want to say.
why are you letting me say it?
Meet the staff of the Fanatics dogs. Click here.
Ooh, like that. I do like that.
See, that's a great one.
Have you guys thought about doing a
Wanna meet some
gallery?
dogs.
Dog pics.
Nikki Foles.
Yeah. Bootsy. Well,
Bolt.
she could make it up there.
Yeah, my guy Bolt.
Well, we could have Bootsy. We could have Bootsy in for a couple hours.
Yeah. Just as a presented by
Bootsy.
Yeah.
Bet Parks. Bootsy sponsored by Bet Parks.
Pat, what do you think?
I think that
What would be an outrageous post that would blow up the?
I mean, I think the John Kincade sex tape will get some clicks.
I think it would.
For sure.
I think it would. How about seeing every Fanatics host's feet?
This is getting weird.
I'm not touching that one. I'm not touching that one.
Pat, I'm saying you don't have to touch it.
I'm not doing that. If you
You're
want to
not
do that
doing
for
it?
your digital content,
You would be fine.
and honestly, you could probably just like Google feet, and you could just pick and choose. Like, all right, this will go with this guy. This will go.
I'm
with
thinking
that.
anything.
Because no one's gonna fact check. No one's gonna look at that gallery.
Wait a
of
minute,
feet
that
pics
isn't
and go,
Tyrone. Those aren't Tyrone's
exactly.
feet.
So
I've
that's
seen
my
Tyrone's
point.
feet.
So if you want to get crazy and sexy
Okay.
and provocative and
I
get
might.
the people going,
I might. Just thinking about it. Nick D'Orazio, our buddy Nick, who loves Villanova more than anybody in the world. And I thought it was really, really good. Why is it okay for Eagles fans to travel to away games and take over the opposing team's stadium? And we all applaud it and think it's the greatest thing in the world. But it's not okay for the Wells Fargo Center to be taken over by Rangers and Bruins fans.
I have to explain this to him.
I think Nick should understand this one.
Yeah, this seems pretty obvious.
Yes.
Flyers stink.
We don't want our stadiums taken over.
Yeah.
Nick, come on.
I mean, did anyone sit there in World War II? Like, did the Axis sit there and go, all right, well, it's okay that the Allies are taking over this little part because we took over this little part. Like, no, like we want domination. You want to dominate a territory.
Correct. By the way, your knowledge of the Axis and everything, I love the fact that you're such a fan of history. By the way, the Smithsonian American History, have you done it?
Yeah, no.
Because we just did it. Jamie, that was
I've
so
only been in DC twice.
Jamie, that was so awesome. Pat, you would love every bit
Yeah,
of it.
I gotta get down there.
Because you love history.
Yeah,
It was fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great town. It is.
How would you know?
Well, you knew all
there for 4 years.
Jamie's
stolen DC Valor.
No, Jamie's buddy literally told us, here's a list of restaurants that we hit 2 of them. They were both spectacular.
Yeah, he likes to eat.
They were spectacular, though.
Denny's?
Yeah, the Perkins.
Yeah, it wasn't like
Waffle House.
It wasn't that one.
Love Waffle
Sandy Alcantara tonight.
Yeah.
Or Alcantara.
I still
just
have
the first one.
I still have Alcantara in my head.
I know, me
Okay,
too.
it's
I can't.
Alcantara.
I know, and it sucks because normally my go-to is he's not good enough to. No, he is good
He's
enough. Like,
really
I really
good.
should know. But I called him Alcantara so long.
Every time we say it, by the way, Steven here, one of our listeners, he says, John, I am 64. He said, I may be your oldest listener. He said, but every time you guys pronounce the Marlins pitcher, I just think of Oliver North. Do you know why he thinks of Oliver North?
No, I don't.
Do you know Oliver North?
I mean, other than Nicaragua.
Do you know Oliver North?
I know the name.
Sandy's,
It was the
Sandy's not from
He
LA.
was pulled in the Iran-Contra.
Yeah.
The Iran-Contra thing and everything. He goes, every time you say it, I think of Oliver North. And I said, okay, that's an old reference, but I get it. I said, I do get it. Tonight, I bet the over 6.5, and I don't feel like a bad Phillies fan. Because I know the Phillies are swinging and missing.
I have not had luck on my Trey Turner parlay this season. I'm like 0 for 4 on it. Of Trey Turner over 1.5 total bases in the Phillies to win. Every win that they've had, he's had less than 2 total bases.
Is Trey Turner the problem with the Phillies? 6-1?
Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing that's pissing me off is he has 1 stolen base, and he's had opportunities. Dude, steal. Go. You led the league twice in stolen bases. Like, why do you only have 1? You've had plenty of opportunities to steal bags. Like
He has had
He should lead the league in stolen bases. And I know it's early and I'm overreacting.
Or is it what he's being instructed?
And maybe, but I'm sitting there watching him on first, and I'm going, go.
I think they're saying,
please go.
I think they're saying Kyle Schwarber's behind him.
Yeah.
And we're afraid to have Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah. Can't move Kyle Schwarber off second. I forgot.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because he's comfortable.
My biggest pet peeve with the Phillies.
Because he's comfortable.
We got to deal with it. Because he'd only hit 10 home runs if he was in the lead in the cleanup spot. So we got to keep him comfortable.
I'm betting that one tonight, but I think the Phillies are going to win. Do you think the Phillies will win? I'll do the over 6.5 strikeouts, and I'll do the Phillies on the money line, which is plus 100.
Gene Segura's in town.
I do think they'll win. I'll tell you what worries me though is the Marlins, unlike some teams, aren't scared to let him go deep into games. Like the whole third time through the lineup thing that every manager now is terrified of. The Marlins just are like, yeah, you won the Cy Young, you're good.
Yeah,
so it's not a situation if you can bank on him being out in the 7th inning and dipping in that bullpen. You're not going to be able to bank on that.
Yeah,
Jamie, we'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, be back
All right,
on
buddy.
Friday.
Love you, buddy. Hey, support life-saving cancer research. Join us and our generous partners, Win Donation, and make a donation to the AACR, the American Association for Cancer Research. Do it today at 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR because cancer research saves lives. We'll be back tomorrow for a Tuesday edition of the John Kincade Show. Bob Cooney will be back. Some Phillies baseball tonight. Have a great day, everybody. Got to tell you, if you're planning on hiring a lawn care service, it makes sense to hire a company that provides better results.